Welcome back, boylings. I am the expert of experts, the master of disaster, the one and only Voidex here, Sonoma Scarola. And we are back with Final Fantasy VII for the Voidex, finally! After like how long? So apologies if the game gets paused when I click out the game. That's something I have no control over. Because for some reason, I tried to set it up so that it doesn't do that. But there's like no way to make it so that it doesn't pause whenever I'm outside of a fight. Huh. So, welcome to Voidex. We give Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Final Fantasy 7, much like probably a lot of other Final Fantasies, like 6, have been covered to death. And I mean to death. But, you know, if I'm gonna do the Voidex, I might as well do this game, you know? This was my first Final Fantasy game. I have seen Final Fantasy, 6 first. This is the first one I played. Also, this was my speed run of 100%ing the game. So, if you know what you're doing, you can 100% this game in a little bit less time than this, because I had to go and, level up some more materia in order to get the last achievement, which took like a few more hours to do. So, give or take a few hours, you can 100% this game in probably 35 hours, if you know what you're doing. Very, very simple game to 100%. This is Final Fantasy 4 War, your introduction to FF. You like FF4 better. I mean, I don't know, hello, Celeste. I mean, FF4 wasn't a bad game. I did enjoy it when I did the Voidex for FF4. Or not the Voidex, when I played it on PlayStation. But I have a little soft spot for FF7. Much like Maximilian does. So, why don't we just get into it? I mean, the menu's very self-explanatory. Not gonna talk about here. Why don't we talk about each of the characters in general, huh? So, to be fair with specifically the Gold Sauce and our real sewer. Are you talking about the Pew Pew minigame? What, you didn't like the Pew Pew minigame or something? So, most of the characters in this game, unlike previous games, well, I say unlike previous games, I mean, FF5, you can make everyone the same, FF6, you can make everyone the same for the most part. Without materia, most characters are very similar, very similar. There are higher stat growths, like, I believe Barret has the highest HP growth in the game. If I recall, Vincent's the one with the highest magic outside of, Aerith. Other stats I'm not 100% sure off of my head, but I know Barret normally can max out HP if you, manipulate the, growth rates. But yeah, for the most part, if you just do regular attacks with them, the only real difference is, 3 of the characters have long range. Tifa has the lowest defense. Aerith doesn't? Tifa's got lower defense than Aerith? That's bizarre. I wonder why that is, if that's the case. Honestly, I feel like Barret's got the highest defense, too. I mean, Aerith is technically a mage. You would think a mage will have lower defense than a monk. But I do feel like Barrett's got the highest defense, honestly. It might be Kate Sif, though. I don't know, Barrett just seems like a Hank naturally. But yeah, Vincent, Barrett, and Yuffie are the only ones with weapons naturally that will hit flying enemies. If you try to hack a flying enemies, with a weapon that's not long range, like say with Cloud, and you don't have long range materia, you're not gonna, you wasted your turn. Barrett is also the only one out of these 3 characters who has both a long range and a short range weapon. So you could go short range, you could go long range. I don't know why you would ever go short range with Barrett, unless you're using like double AP equipment. Honestly, he's just better doing long range. It's better just being a back row. I'll go over that in a little bit. Just because it's just better overall. But yeah, the main difference between the characters outside of what's this? Oh, outside of weapons are their limit breaks. So let me see. Yep, it looks like Barrett's the one with the highest HP grow. Who's got the lowest? Is that Aerith? I wouldn't be surprised. He felt Aerith. Yeah, Aerith's got the low... No. No. Who is that over there? Vincent? Vincent has the lowest HP? Vincent? Really? I mean, it's very slightly below, it's a little bit below Aerith, but, like, really? Vincent has the lowest HP? MP, yeah, Aerith's got the highest MP. Outside of that, it looks like it's Vincent. That's weird. They made Vincent a weird mage, for some reason. Oh, wait, yeah. Strength. It seems to be high for, Cloud and Barrett, naturally. They both can hit up to 100 max, with Eva right behind them. Makes sense. Dexterity, which is, I think that's speed, right? Yeah, that's speed. The speediest one, I would assume is Red 13. Yeah, it's Red 13. Slightly ahead of Yuffie by 1 point, and Eva's like 3rd. Makes sense. Vitality, which is like defense. It's Barrett. Barrett is the hankiest, followed by Sig. Sig? Why Sig? And then it's Cloud after them. Who has the lowest? It is Aerith. Followed by a combination of Eva and Yuffie. Oh no. No, no, wait. Kate Sif and Vincent have the lowest defense out of everyone else. Even lower than Aerith. What? Kate Sif? Why? Magic. I'm assuming Aerith is gonna be... Yeah, Aerith hits 100 easily. Well, high with Cloud. That's interesting. And then followed by Vincent at 96. And the one that lowest would probably be Barrett. Yeah, it's Barrett. And then Magic Defense or Spirit. Cloud seems to hit 100 on most stats. But highest outside of that would be Aerith and Kate Sif and Vincent. Kate Sif's more of a magic thing. Okay. Who has the lowest? It's Barrett. Barrett has like no magic defense. Luck. I'm assuming Vincent's gonna have the highest luck. It's Yuffie with the highest luck, followed by Vincent, Kate Sif, and Eva. And it looks like Barrett has the lowest, Barrett and Sig have the lowest, luck. Interesting. So there's all your stats. But yeah, the limit breaks are what really sets, characters apart. in this game. So I'm gonna... Let me set the characters up properly. So I don't have Aerith on this save file, obviously. But we will go over the limit breaks in a little bit. So, the thing about the limit breaks is, most of them are new damage, and that's really it. So, Braver does like, I think 1.5 times damage. It do like 1.5 times unicorn or stuff like that. But the main factor here is level 1 charges up very quickly, level 2 is semi-slow, level 3 is pretty slow, and level 4 is heinously slow. I think level 4 requires you take damage equal to 150% of your max HP value in order to get it filled up. And I think this is just 100% of your HP value, maybe 75%, I forget. Obviously, level 1 is going to be weaker than level 2, etc., etc. Not always the case, though. Level 4 is not always the strongest. So, Graveyards is just damage. All of these are non-elemental. I believe every single limit break is non-elemental by default. This does non-elemental damage and paralysis. This is like one of the only ways to do paralysis outside of an item called Gazers. And Hades, I believe, can inflict paralysis. There's not very many instances of inflicting this, and paralysis does wear off very quickly. So level 2 Blade Beam, it does full damage on one enemy, and when it splits off, it hits all the rest of the enemies for like half damage of the damage you get with the full enemy or something like that. Like, Blade Beam's not bad for dealing with groups, if you want to deal with groups. Clem Hazard does, what is it, 2.25 damage, 2.5 damage in one enemy. This is honestly a very solid limit if you're gonna go for like a challenge run. Because level 3s do take a while to fill up. Personally, I like sticking with VTuberEN for challenge runs, because it does a lot of hits and, you know, you get crits off of them. But you can also go with Clem Hazard for challenge runs. In a normal game, though, you're gonna go with VTuberEN for your main damage skill, because I believe VTuberEN hits I think 6 or 7 times. It's spread out across all enemies, but if there's only one enemy, they're taking all those hits. And depending on your level and what materia you have on, VTuberEN is gonna hit like a truck. This is the go-to limit break for Cloud until you get Omni Slash. Innocent Hugs, it does non-elemental damage to all enemies. If they are vulnerable to instant death, it will deal instant death instead. The problem with the level 4 limit breaks is that, hey, forever forget, you're lucky to see most of these. Are you talking about to get them in the game, to obtain them, or to get them in a fight? Because some of them's not that hard to get. Most of them you get, like, in Disc 2. And in fact, you can get Yuffie's in Disc 1. I think you can even get Clouds in Disc 1 if you really try. In general, the hardest one to get is probably Clouds. In all honesty. Outside of these limit breaks, Omni Slash's go-to move. I think this hits 13 times. Is it 13 or is it 15 times? I think it's 13. This is the limit break you're going to be using for Cloud over VTuberEN. Now, if you want to get more limit breaks off, you would be using VTuberEN, but honestly, go Omni Slash. Omni Slash is just better. There's no reason not to use Omni Slash. Barret. non-elemental damage to one enemy, reduces MP to one enemy. In all honesty, I have never found the use for Mind Blow. Like, MP damage in this game just doesn't really matter, in all honesty. Like, yeah, I mean, I say that, but there are instances where reducing MP to 0 will basically win you the fight. I showed this off in the, solo character initial equipment, no items, no accessory, no, escape run with Magic Hammer. Magic Hammer's better to use than Mind Blow, though. So, like, if you get Magic Hammer, Mind Blow is completely useless. So, I don't know why they even gave this to Barret when Magic Hammer exists. I mean, you gotta know Magic Hammer is an enemy skill to begin with, but, like, you're not gonna be using this over other ones ever. Grenade Bomb is an amazing attack. It just does a lot of damage to all enemies. Like, this is honestly a great ability to get early if you can. Before we go on, the level 4 limit. In order to learn it, you gotta find the item for the character, and you must learn all 6 of the limit breaks for the character. So, for the level X who, like level 1 who, level 2 who, you must use the level 1 version, or the first limit break, 7 times, I believe, to get the second one of that level. So keep that in mind. So Grenade Bomb, amazing limit break to use. Amazing. Hammer Blow does instant death. Technically, it does eject, I believe, is the status. Not instant death, but eject. I mean, it has uses, but like, I much prefer using Grenade Bomb. Just because, you know, at least you know you're doing damage. You're not guessing if the enemy's immune to eject or instant death. So, again, Barret gets like in a bit limit break that's kind of a wasted slot, honestly. It's kind of a wasted slot. Again, Satellite Beam's just a better Grenade Bomb. That's all it is, it's just a better Grenade Bomb. Again, Anchor Max, I think it's like 16 hits, but they do like I think they do like half damage or 0.75% damage of a normal attack in random enemies. If you get on one enemy, it's all going to that one enemy. It's not a bad limit break, especially if you power them up with hero drinks. Again, you know what? I am gonna go over here. I need to look at this. Limit Final Fantasy VII. Let me check, Barely Ho. Oh, Big Shot does 3 of the core times normal damage. And Mind Blow is Gravity Elemental. Grenade Bomb does 3 and 3/8 damage. And if there's only one damage, it does that much damage to, one enemy. It reduces damage if it hits more enemies. Apparently, to get the Hammer Blow, you use Grenade Bomb 8 times. To get Mind Blow, you use Big Shot 9 times. And get Anger Max, you use Satellite Beam 6 times. Okay, so it looks like the first one's 8 against 7 against 6. And Omni Slash is 15 hits. VTuberEN is 6. So Anchor Max does 18 hits for half damage. While Catastrophe does 10 hits for 1 1/4 times normal damage to random enemies. So, here's the thing. 10 hits, 1 1/4 damage. What was it, 15 hits? 18 hits for half damage. Which one is a better limit break? Catastrophe does more damage per hit, but it does less hits. Anchor Max does 8 more hits, but for half damage. So it does like... I think you mean Anchor Max? Satellite Beam is just 1 hit to all enemies. Anchor Max is 18 hits to random enemies for half damage. Catastrophe is 10 hits for 1 1/4 random enemies. If you're hitting 1 enemy, that's 10 hits for 1 1/4 damage. 18 hits for half damage. I feel like Anchor Max wins out by virtue of Hero Drink. Because you can probably hit max damage very easily with Catastrophe. But with Anchor Max, you're probably going to do more damage overall. Yeah, most of the level 4 limits aren't worth the price. Like this one. I'm gonna be real. P5 limit breaks are probably some of the worst limit breaks in the game. They're all single target hits. They hit random enemies. And yeah, you can double the damage back into the yes, or you skip the limit if you hit a miss. By the nature of being a slot machine limit break, it makes it worse. And like, you get 7 hits that might do, you know, they do decent damage, but some of them even miss. Like, I think Meteor Strike is the one that misses. Yeah, like, Cell is Cell is the ultimate monk. With Sabin right behind Cell, I believe. Like, it's Cell, Sabin, honestly, I think Young is even better than Eva, in all honesty. Like, yeah, Eva outdamages Young, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Eva probably outdamages Sabin, but like, the problem is, like, it's a slot machine. And they are all single target. I don't think any of them's elemental here. Do you guys want to see the videos for the limit breaks? I'm looking. Actually, I don't know if... Yeah, I feel like one of these limit breaks miss. Yeah, Young at least has dual wield. Yeah, most of these don't even hit double damage. That's the worst part. Like, most of her limits are, like, less than double damage. Like, Final Heaven is the only one that goes above double damage. It's, like, 2 and 5/8 times higher. So, give me a second. Let me find my ancient videos for this. I am going to show the limit break video so you guys get a good look at what I'm talking about. Final Fantasy VII Cloud Limit. Alright, give me just a second. I gotta set up the, these are gonna be a little bit crusty because, they're from ages ago. They're from, 14 years ago. So they're gonna be crustified. Let me go ahead and find the thing. Where is it? Is this it? No, I need to go down more. This goes to, there's that. Let me make sure that the video is cut correctly. That is not what I meant to do. I need to go to the filters. The filters! The filters! Give me just a second. And then over here, There we go. Alright, so, I'm gonna showcase these videos. Clown, Yuffie, Kate. My main was, it was, well, obviously Cloud. Cloud, Yuffie, and either Barrett or Sig. So, here's the limit breaks. Here's Graver. And here's Cross Slash. Again, here's Blade Beam. Again, here's Klimhasser. Again, here's Meteor Rain. Then you get, finishing Hugs. Then Omni Slash. I like how I did Omni Slash here. Why did I do Omni Slash here, I don't know. So that's that limit break. So that's, you can see why Cloud's Omni Slash is super, super good. It's very, very good. Seriously, though, I don't know why I did it there, but, you can also see how ancient these videos are. They're very, very, ancient. Let me go ahead and find, Barrett. Actually, do we need to do Barrett? You got Omni Slash once. Actually, I think I did that just to showcase it. And now we do Barrett. So here's Big Shot. Here's Mind Blow. Which is Gravity Elemental, by the way. Grenade Bomb. Hammer Blow. Soundlight Beam. Ungarmax. As you can see, Ungarmax is pretty good. A good catastrophe. I mean, you can see catastrophe easily hits the damage limit, but if you get your strength up high enough, then, you know... Like, I feel like Ungarmax is, better. In all honesty. I just feel like it's better. Also, man, you can really tell that I was using something for this, huh? You can really tell that this is, very ancient. Alright, give me just a second. I need to go check on Papanomic. So give me just a little second, if you will. Alright, I am back. But yeah, like, as you can see, like, between, Anchor Max and, Catastrophe, like, if you get your strength up high enough, and with hero drinks, you use, like, I think you use, like, 4 hero drinks, you'll give him, like, double damage, so, like, I feel like Anchor Max is just better, you know? Because it just does more damage overall. And let's take a look at Heifer. So, yeah, here's the slot machine. So, this is why Heifer kinda isn't that great. Like, they're all single target hits. Like, they're all literally single target hit. I feel like Meteor Strike misses offline enemies. I feel like Meteor Strike misses on flying enemies. So yeah, Heifer kinda isn't really that great, I feel. If I'm to be honest. Like, it's just, you know... Yep, single hits. That's what Heifer does. And, like, if you're going for damage, like, everyone else is just better. Like, Red's got multi-hit, Yuffie's got multi-hit, Cloud, Barret, they all got multi-hit, Sid's got multi-hit, Kate Sif is broken if you know how to use them. Vincent's the only other one I would say is probably as bad as Heifer, if not probably worse than Heifer, in terms of limit breaks. You can never take Cloud out of the party. So Red 13. It's just single target damage and one enemy, that's all it does. This is honestly a very nice limit break, I'm not gonna lie. This limit break's pretty good. Because not only does it give you, haste, it also boosts your defense. I should see how much it boosts defense by, actually. I'm curious. By 50% for every party member still alive. Bro. Oh no, it raises Red 13's defense by 50% for every... Really? It only works on Red 13. So, the party gets haste, but Red 13's the only one that gets the defense boost. So, apparently this lies. You get some of that in this game where, descriptions lie. Why only red, though? That's weird. So this drains HP MP from one enemy. It's not bad. It's bad to use on undead, though, so you gotta be careful about that. Stardust Ray is honestly a pretty good limit break, dude. So, this is another situation where I'm not sure if Stardust Ray or Earth Rave is better. Now, the reason I say that is Stardust Ray hits random enemies 10 times. Earth Ray hits random enemies 5 times. Stardust Ray does 5/8 normal damage. I don't know how much of a percent that is, really. Earth Rave does 1 7/8 times normal damage. So which one is better? Is it Earth Ray, or is it Earth Rave, or is it Stardust Ray? That is, that's the interesting one. This game is held together by popsicle sticks of pure. It really is. This game is kinda glued together by, like, duct tape and stuff. So yeah, if you want to do some math hate, which one's better, Stardust Ray or Earth Rave? Despite what Earth Rave looks like, it's non-elemental. So keep that in mind, this is non-elemental. Hallie Moon! This description is very poor. it does not tell you what happens. So what Howling Moon does is it adds haste and berserk in Red 13, and it boosts his attack by 60%. And the modifier cannot exceed 100%. So I don't know why they just don't tell you what this limit break does. Like, it's kind of crap. It's like, begins flying wildly. What does that mean? That doesn't tell you anything. And then this is honestly a terrible limit break. It does 7, I hit my phone. It does 7 and 13, 16 times normal damage. I don't know what these numbers are. I really don't. These numbers are very weird. But yeah, like, compared to Earth Rave, compare this to Earth Rave, which does 5 hits. I mean, yeah, you can hit 9999 easily with this, but like, Earth Rave's just gonna do more damage overall if you have high enough stats. So like, why use Cosmo Memory, which takes longer to charge, when you can do just as much, if not more, with Earth Rave? I don't know, dude. Yuffie is an amazing character. This does damage on one enemy, you know, your standard single target. Clear Tranquil is honestly an amazing limit break. It restores HP by half of their max HP. Half of their max HP. That is really good. That is an amazing heal when you need it. Landscaper, this does miss on flying enemies, by the way. Because this is actually an Earth Elemental attack. Huh. It's Earth Elemental. Did not know that. Alright, so. Bloodfest. It does 5-8 normal damage, and it hits 10 times. Random enemies. Bloodfest is a pretty good limit break. And it gets even better as Doom 11 because it's still 5-8 damage, but it hits 15 times, I believe. Yeah, it hits random enemies 15 times. Bloodfest is only 10 times, so they just made Bloodfest better as Doom 11. Gauntlet does 1 3/4 times normal damage to all enemies. It ignores defense, and it's always a critical hit. So, I mean, Gauntlet's not bad for groups. Doom 11 you want to use for, like, honestly, I think Doom 11 is still better than Gauntlet. Just overall. So once you get this, you no longer need Bloodfest. And this is a disappointment. Much like Cosmo Memory, where it hits all enemies once, all creation hits all enemies once. Are you sure you have that correct? Because Stardust is the 10-hit one. Earth Rave is the 5-hit one. You might have that backwards. Still though, like, if you can get Stardust Ray to do that much damage, and remember, level 2 charges faster than level 3, so maybe Stardust Ray might be better. But yeah, all creation hits all enemies 1 time at times 8 damage. Not very impressive at all. Alright, let me go ahead and get the video for Red 13. Lego 13. Lego 13. Just so you can see what it's like. So here's Slethbane. 1 hit. Lunatic High, which is an amazing limit break. Bloodbane drains HP MP for one enemy. Stardust Ray. Like, there's Stardust Ray if you have high enough stats. Look at how much damage that did. That was a lot of damage. And then here's Earth Ray. I mean, it's not bad, but like, you saw how much Stardust Ray did. Also, you know, this is kind of terrifying that Redbird, he could just do this. Like, imagine seeing a dog out in the wild just doing that. Just imagine seeing a wild animal throwing a giant fireball at you. I would be scared. I would be absolutely terrified, my dude. Alright, and this is going to be for Yuffie. They got it set up weird. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, like, you get to use it more often, too. So here's Yuffie. Single target hit. Clear Tranquil is amazing, by the way. Landscaper is just Earth Elemental, so, I mean, you know, it is what it is. As you saw, it is Earth Elemental. Here's Bluffcast. Look at that. Look at how ridiculous Bluffcast is, dude. 10 hits as a level 2 limit break, dude. 10 hits. And this is always a critical hit. Hit all enemies. And then Doom of 11. This is 15 hits, by the way. I think I was doing critical hits. I think those were critical hits. There's all creation. Which is, you know, kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing. She is weird. You know, I was wondering, I know that these old videos of mine have, like, a lot of views, like, a lot of views, but, I wonder if I should redo some of these old videos, because, like, they're kind of crusty, you know? They're kind of really crusty. Yuffie can effectively do a little bit of everything, yeah. Like, it kind of sucks because, like, I look at some of these views and, like, the Cloud one has over 111,000 views, you know? It's been around since, like, 2011, like, December 29th of 2011. But, like, they're all choppy and old and stuff, but, like, you know, That's just a lot of stuff. I mean, I have it here. I could very easily do it here. The main issue of doing it here is that, unlike in the Forbidden Technology version that I used, I don't have a good way of filling up limits. And you know, there's no such thing as save states to be able to do it quickly. So it's gonna take a lot longer to do all of this, you know? That's the only downside. It's gonna take a lot longer to do the video for all of these characters. So that's Redbird and Yuffie. So let's go ahead and get these new Kate Siffa Benson. Kate Sith is the only one who only cannot have a level 3 or level 4. I do not have a video for all of the limit breaks for slots. Because back then, I couldn't figure out how to do slots. I'm still debating if I want to try to do slots. For the simple fact that, it's kind of hard to get all of the results. I run guys who know how slots work. Yeah, like, guys just does random damage. The formula for dice is interesting. So, who dies at level 1 with 1 active at level 3 and every 10 levels thereafter, up to a maximum of 6 dice at level 60 and above. The sum of the dice is calculated, as is the size of the largest group of dice showing the same number. So, damage dealt by dice is equal to the sum of the dice calculated times the size of the largest group of dice showing the same number times 100. Again, like, slots has, like, a ridiculous number of effects, including just instantly winning. So that's Kate Sith. I don't even need a soap video for Kate Sith, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So Vincent only has 4 limits. It does not tell you what they do at all. So the thing about Vincent is, you use his limit break, and it puts him into like a Swago Berserk mode. You lose control of him, and he will use one of 2 abilities associated with that limit break. I will show you that when we get to that. So, Galleon Beast gives him 20% defense, 50% dexterity, and 130% max HP. So yeah, the stats do differ depending on the limit break. I don't use Vincent because of his limits. He will use either Berserk damage, which is 1.5 times normal damage in one enemy, or Beast Slayer, which is 3 3/4 times fire elemental magic damage in all enemies. Yeah, mostly, well, the only stats that didn't really work was, Spirit and Max Defense, I think. I think it was Max Defense that didn't work properly. So, Death Gigas, he will get 50% defense, 70% Max Defense, which didn't work in the original version, and 20% Dexterity, and 200% Max HP. He will either do a single target attack that is 2 and 5/8 times stronger than a normal attack called Giga Gun, or Livewire, which does 4 and 3/8 times normal lightning elemental max damage on all enemies. So it's better, but like, it's not better, you know. Hellmasker will give him 50% defense and max defense, which, he will either use Splatter Combo, which is the physical after half damage of 5 random enemies. That's not bad, I guess. Or he'll use Nightmare, which does Sleep, Poison, Silence, Confusion, Frog, and Mini in one enemy. It's like a single target bad breath. And then Chaos gives him 100% defense and max defense, which, I mean, that doesn't really help you in the original version. Max defense doesn't work. He will either do a Chaos Saber, which is 2.5 times normal physical damage on all enemies. That's not bad. Or Satan Slam, which has 28% chance to inflict death, or if they're immune to death, does 5 and 5/8 times normal damage on all enemies. So, it's not bad. Like, it's good for damage, but the fact that you can't control Vincent at all makes it worse. On top of that, like, the max defense increase does nothing for Vincent in the original. So it's honestly, like, worse. And Zig Mother Bloody Highwind, ladies and gentlemen. Zig is, you know, he does a lot of single target attacks. It's a single target. This is AoE. this is AoE, and it has a chance of inflicting instant death. It has a 20% chance of doing instant death. So, this is honestly really good. This is really good. And this drains HP MP 25% of the damage dealt. It will heal Sig. The MP's capped at the damage dealt. Or, what's the MP capped at? The amount of HP MP healed is capped at the current, at the enemy's current HP. And then you get his big happy hair. So this does 6 hits. It hits 6 random enemies for 1 and 7/16 normal damage, and has a 28% chance of instant death. And Big Roll does 8 hits for 1 and 8 normal damage and random enemies. So this right here. This is the limit break you're going to be using for Sig. This is an amazing limit break. Honestly, I feel like this could actually, maybe outdo Omni Slash. Because it does 18 hits and random enemies doing 11/16 times normal damage. I don't know what that means, in all honesty. I don't know. But 18 hits. You use 4, hero drinks and or, you know, get his strength up high enough. And he's doing probably more damage than Cloud's Omni Slash. Alright, allow me to show you the terrible limit breaks that is Vincent. So here is Sir Vincent. I think you can tell that the heck I used was, it didn't work very well. So that was the single target. Here's the AoE. Yeah, the Forbidden Heck back then was not very good. It was not very good. So here's Gigagon. And then here's Livewire. You know, he kind of reminds me of like Benny Maru. Just Frankenstein Benny Maru. And then here's Hellmasker. I wonder if we're gonna see all of these in part 3. Then there's Nightmare. Look at him dance. Look at his slow little dance. Then here's Chaos. Chaos! Chaos! Man, he just looks like that's a terrible looking Chaos when you think about it. Here's Chaos Saber, and here's Satan Slam. Wee! And that is that. So Vincent, I don't think Vincent's very good in terms of his limit breaks. I think they're all kind of crap. Meanwhile, we have Sig Motherfreaking Highwind over here, who is kind of amazing with his limit breaks. Let's be real. Here's Boost Jump. And here's Dynamite. I love this animation. He just lights it with his cigarette. That's smart. Also, where's he keep dynamite at? How many dynamites does he keep on himself? Yeah, I think these are all with max stats, too. So that's why you're seeing a whole bunch of crits. Yeah, that's why you're seeing crits left and right, because I think this is back when everyone had max stats. Wow! So it's just like, here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. I go Big Bro. I love Big Bro. He's just like, like, it's such a goofy animation. And then, the high wind. Watch the damage. Watch this. Like, look at that damage. And you can see how it is even without critting. Like, that is a lot of damage. That is an insane amount of damage, honestly. Oh. So I understand why there was issues with this. So, hey, in chat, are you ready to suffer? What do you think I used for doing these videos, for recording them and for converting them? This was 14 years ago. Or 15 years ago, something like that. So, the recorder I used, OBS didn't exist back then. I used Cam Studio back then. Does anyone remember Cam Studio? I do, because I remember being infuriated with that program. That program just did not want to work for, like, anything. And if you went too long in Cam Studio, the video got corrupted. And it corrupted videos all the time in Cam Studio. But here's the big thing. What do you think I used for converting videos? I didn't have Camtasia Studio back then. Believe it or not, I used the Windows Movie Maker. I used Windows Movie Maker for these. Oh my god, I actually forgot all about Windows Movie Maker. Oh god. So Windows Movie Maker was a game back on Windows XP. That's what I had. Was it XP or was it Vista? It was one of the two I used when I did these videos long ago. I didn't have the money to buy any programs. Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't even know what programs were around back then. I don't know what was around back then. I don't even know if Camtasia even existed back then, in all honesty. But yeah, it was a hard time recording stuff back then. Anyone that was around back then, I think even VII might be able to tell you stories about back then. I don't know if she did anything back then, but you know. Anyway, so we're gonna dive into the next character who is not in the party because obvious reason. Let's take a look at, you know, Aerith. So Aerith is hands down the most broken character outside Kate Sith. Obviously, you don't get to use her for very long, but... So, Healing Wind is a great AoE heal. I think it heals like 50%. Yeah, about 50% HP. Seal Evil does silence and stop all enemies. Breath of the Earth, I think, gives you temporary invincibility. Actually, I don't know what... I think it cures status effects, actually. Fury Grave gives everyone full limit breaks outside of Aerith. Planet Protector is the one that gives you temporary invulnerability. Pulse of Life? What does Pulse of Life do? I don't remember. Oh, it's a full recovery. And then Great Gospel is just broken. It's full HP MP status recovery, and it gives you invincibility. It's busted. It's absolutely busted. It's absolutely busted. Now let me take a look to see what some of those actually did. Let me find the Aerith. Aerith, or Aeris in this game. So Healing Wind heals for half of maximum HP. Seal equal Scout of Silence. Replica Earth is basically Esuna. It cures all status ailments of the party, except for death. Fury Grave deals other party members limit breaks in full. Planet Protector is temporary invincibility. Pulse of Life is cures all negative statuses and full heals HP MP. So Great Gospel is just a better version of Pulse of Life. Which is insane. I'm gonna be real, that's honestly insane. That's absolutely insane. So, which character is the best character in the game? Also, I spent an hour just talking on characters. That's actually crazy. So, which of these characters is the best character in the game? That is the question. So, Cloud is pretty good. Cloud is just damage. If you want pure damage, you're probably going to be using Cloud. I mean, you're going to be using Cloud no matter what. Barret can do good damage if you use Unguard Max, I think. I think Unguard Max or Anger Max is better than, it has to be. Red 13 can do some good damage with Stardust Ray and, Blood, or, Earth Ray. And he does have, Lunatic High if you want to give everyone haste, but, like, why do you use that? Yuffie's very good for damage, like, Doom of the Living is amazing. And if you need AoE for whatever reason, she has Gauntlet. And you know you can kill all enemies quickly. You can use Finishing Hugs if you're using level 3. And Meteor Ray's not bad alternative to Omnislash. Sick is also amazing. Once you get Highwind, there's really no reason to use his level 3s. Highwind, I mean, unless you want to get limits off more often. Highwind is just good. And Kate Sif is probably the most broken character if you know how to use his slots. Because if you get game over, you win. It doesn't matter the enemy. It works on every enemy in the game, every boss. Emerald weapon, Ruby weapon, Safer Sephiroth, it works on all of them. Now, it can fail a Ruby weapon if Ruby weapon does not have its claws in the ground. If its claws are not in the ground, game over will not hit him. So, Vincent and Tifa are probably the worst in terms of characters. Like, yeah, Vincent is good for a mage, but like, if you're talking about like outside of that, like everyone can do the same thing. It's just very minor detail or stat differences. Vincent and Tifa are probably the worst. They're probably the worst. I mean, in terms of limit. Now, keep in mind, Tifa can actually be one of the better party members in a challenge run, or in general. But it does require setting her up, which isn't super hard to do, but it can be a little bit tricky. And you need specific equipment to make Tifa super powerful. Everyone else doesn't really need specific setups to be super powerful. So yes, Cloud, Aerith, and Kate Sif are probably the best three, followed by Yuffie, Sid, and Barret. With Redbird hanging behind all of them, again, you know, Vincent and Tifa are at the bottom in terms of limits. So that is all the characters and their limit breaks. And, you know, some of their special qualities, I guess. I cannot believe it took an hour just to do that, just for limit breaks alone. Now, let me go over some of the stats. So, Strafe is just, you know, your base attack without a weapon. Your weapon will act against normal attack to your stats. That determines your physical damage with your regular attacks and things like Death Blow or, morph, stuff like that, limit breaks. Dexterity is your speed stat. The higher that is, the faster you're gonna be. Your ATB is gonna fill up. Vitality is your defense stat, your base defense. This is affected by the armor you equip. Same with the Spirit. Spirit is affected by max defense, I believe. Spirit is max defense. It's, the higher your Spirit, the less damage you take from, max attacks. I don't know if that affects, chances of being affected by, status ailments. Again, magic, the higher your magic, the more magic damage you'll do. And luck is, the higher your luck, the more chances you have of doing critical hits. Again, attack percent. I don't know why they make attack percent, defense percent, and max defense percent. It's very weird. Attack percent is your accuracy. Defense percent is evade, which is chance who dodge regular physical attacks. And magic defense is magic evasion, so chance to dodge magic attacks. Why they changed it to these attack defense, magic defense percent is beyond me. So, magic defense percent does not work in the original version. I don't even think magic defense worked in the original. So, things like Misstyle did not work the way you wanted it to. It was only half as good. In this version of the game, Misstyle is amazing. Again, you got HP, MP, EXP, limit level. Limit level I already went over. Depending on the limit level, it will determine how much percentage of your max HP you need taking damage to fill it up. Level 1, I believe it's 75% of your max HP, while level 4 is, I think, 150% of your max HP. So that's the status. So we got that done. All of this is done. Let's look at the config. So you can set your silly little, you can do that and set your window colors. I used to mess with this back in the day. I used to always mess with this back in the day. Oh god. Oh no. What have I done? That should be 128. I think. There we go. I was like, oh no, what was your colors? The sound mode, you know, sound mode, interesting. You couldn't do this originally. This is not something you could have done in the original. Huh. I got controllers, you can customize your controller. Cursor, so memory is, it sets it to, God bless it, it sets it to the last location that you have the cursor on. Initial will set it to the top of the menu every single time. So ATB, active will keep the timer going regardless of what's happening. If it's a limit break, if it's a summon, it does not matter, it will keep going. Recommended will sometimes pause the animation depending on the type of animation. So things like longer attacks, like say limit breaks or summons, it might pause on. Wait, it will pause on every action. And then I just keep these maxed out. This is just the speed of attacks and battles. Camera angle, you can set it so that you get more like dynamic angles, or you can make it fixed. And then magic order, I always go attack, restore, indirect, but you could go whatever. There's like 6 different variations, and that's it. That's really it. Alright, so let's talk about the main. We'll talk about materia later, because that's going to be its own thing. That's the main gimmick of the battle system in this game. It's kind of like the job system in Final Fantasy V. Think of it as the job system, but more widely available. You're not really limited. You're limited by what your equipment allows you to hold. Let's say that. For example, you can put 8 materia on this weapon, but only 6 on this armor. Or in the case of like this, you only get 6. Starting weapons tend to have like 1 or 2. Alright, so I'm going to arrange this. So these are all. We're gonna go over the inventory. I'm debating if I'm gonna do a Hollow Knight or a shotgun afterwards, so we'll see. So here, I like that they actually tell you how much it heals by, as opposed to like the older versions of FF games like FF5 and 6, where it doesn't really tell you how much it heals you by. So Potion. Potion is in like every single shop in the game. You can get this very easily. There's no reason not to have 99 potions. Like, even later on in the game, you're probably going to use some potions until you get, like, X potions, or, you know, you can just get a whole bunch of high potions. In all honesty, throughout all of Midgar, you can get by with potions. However, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you want to save money, you probably don't need that many potions. Because the Cure spell is just better. Cure is hilariously overpowered in this game compared to like all other FFs. Like, it's ridiculously strong, dude. Throughout the entirety of Midgar, one single Cure spell is enough to fully heal a character just about. And it will fully heal early on. Once you get access to high potions, I would recommend stocking up on high potions. Because honestly, there's no reason not to. Like, high potions are good. They're actually very good. Give me a second, let me do this so that I can, yeah, high potions are honestly very good. Okay, you know what? This isn't working because the mouse is a piece of garbage. And you can buy high potions starting at Wall Market, actually. So the moment you get a Wall Market, potions are just obsolete. They're absolutely obsolete. X potion. You can never buy these. You can get them at the Gold Saucer at the Wonder Square, but there's no reason to do that. If you want to get X potions, I would highly recommend grinding around Wutai. Where it's inside Wutai at the Pagoda, the Gachao Pagoda. or outside of Loot High, I would recommend inside the pagoda, or on the pagoda rather, just so you can get other items. This is very good, obviously, a full HP heal, and it's not hard to get. Like, you will get a lot of these over the game. Now, obviously, once you get these are obsolete, but I would still recommend keeping some high potions on hand. Simply just a heal when you don't really need to use X potion. You know? Or if you want to save MP. X potions are your go-to for challenge runs. Just saying that if you're banning materia, X potions are your go-to. Ether. You can buy ethers at Fort Condor. I think you can also start buying ethers around the Gold Saucer or Cosmo Canyon. And they heal 100 MP, which is a lot of MP. During Midgard, that's going to be most of your MP, if not all of it. Now, fun fact. I don't keep ethers early on in the game. In fact, I don't really keep ethers for a lot of the game until later on. Why? Because ethers sell for 750 gil per ether. That is a lot of money early on. If you manage to get some ethers from the mono drives in the Sector 1 reactor, or whatever reactor it is, you can sell that and get, like, stuff very quickly. In fact, I would suggest, if you want to make the game a lot easier, once you get to Sector 7, go train Graveyard and fight until you fight some mono drives, and try to get, like, 5 ethers. If you sell 5 ethers, that is 40 to 50 gil right there, if I'm doing my math right. Which is a lot of gil, and that's on top of all the other gil you're getting, trying to get 5 ethers. So you'll be able to afford what material you need, on top of what items you need. If you need iron bangles, which you might as well get an iron bangle for your collection. So yeah, ethers, very good for selling. Once you get herbo ethers, ethers are useless. You cannot buy herbo ethers. Can you get them at, like, you can get it at the Wonder Square. But you're gonna find herbo ethers, like, all over the place. They're literally everywhere, dude. They're everywhere in the game. Like, items are so plentiful in this game, you should not have any problems. Now, once you get herbo ether, you probably don't need to use Magic Hammer anymore. But Magic Hammer is still a viable offensive option, so, like, go with whatever your heart desires. Elixirs. Heals all HP and MP. So the fun thing about Elixir in this game, you're gonna find them a lot. You're gonna get a lot, and I mean a lot, of elixirs. There are so many elixirs. So many elixirs you're gonna find and pick up. So many. Mega elixirs are rarer, but you're still gonna get a decent amount of mega elixirs. Now, mega elixirs I will not use unless you're fighting, you know, the final fights, or Emerald and Ruby weapon. Or unless you're in a really, really bad situation. But honestly, I would save the Mega Elixir for, you know, the main 3 fights of the game. And if you're gonna fight Emerald and Ruby weapon, I would highly recommend just farming Mega Elixirs, using the WIM glitch. Just to save you time. Now, I'll go over some of the glitches in another video, or stream. I can talk about the glitches in this game all day long, as opposed to other Final Fantasies. I kinda want to do a Voidex for glitches for Final Fantasy in general, So maybe I should do that at some point. But yeah, elixirs and mega elixirs busted. Fun fact about the elixir, and this only applies to the elixir out of the healing items. If someone has recover materia on, and you throw an elixir at one of your party members, the person with recover materia can cover the elixir. Because for some reason, the elixir has a physical tag on it. I don't know why that is, but yeah, you can try and throw an elixir at someone who's about to die, and someone who's fully, you know, healthy will cover the elixir if they have cover materia on. It's like, why? Why does that happen? It sounds like a miscoding. Phoenix down restores, it cures death. Fun fact, Phoenix down can be used to kill, undeads. It does have an accuracy on it. I think it's like 25% accuracy to kill undeads. But you can use it to instantly defeat undeads. It's a survival strat used against Genetic. And you will find this all over the place. Don't worry, you can buy it in basically every single Sonic game. I think it's 300 gil? Is it 300 gil? Yes, it's 300 gil. But yeah, it's in like every single Sonic game. And I think Antidote is too. Poison is actually very prevalent in this game. Like, you will see the poison status a lot, and honestly, poison's a little dangerous in this game compared to previous FF games. Because it hits down very often. And if you're playing on active, it will hit down very, very quickly, depending on how long the animation takes. So, poison's very dangerous. Now, status effects do not last outside of battle, I do believe. Most of them, I think. Yeah, most status effects do not last outside of battle. So you don't have, if you're not worried about healing statuses, you don't need that many of these. I would keep a bunch of antidotes on hand for fights, in case you don't have star pendants or fairy rings, I believe, or ribbons. Because poison happens a lot. And I mean a lot, a lot. Petrify, not so much, believe it or not. Ouch, sorry about that. So, in terms of the status items, you don't really need that many softs. You don't run into full-on Petrify very often. The Crown Lances, you can fight on the beaches around, again, Cosmo Canyon and Cosmo Canyon. And Nibelheim, I believe. They can inflict full Petrify. If you get hit by a break spell, which I think only Safer Sephiroth uses, you can get hit by full Petrify. Most of the Petrify, otherwise, is done through gradual Petrify, which is from Gagahandi, Underlizard. The Cockatrice at Mount Corel can do it. Yeah, it's like 4 enemies, I think, that just gradual Petrify, and like only 1 that just full Petrify. So like, you don't really need soft very much. It's actually not as big of a deal in this game as opposed to like Final Fantasy Tactics, where, oh my god, Petrify is just annoying in that game. Likewise, you're not going to run into Frog very much. Your first instance of running into this status is in the forest around Gongaga, where you're going to run into Hugsmees. And then after that, you're going to run into Toxic Frogs in Temple of the Ancients that do the same thing, as well as Underlizard that that does Scratch will Petrify as well. And then you won't run a frog again until, like, Great Glaze or a Gaius Cliff with Malboros and Bad Breath. And, I mean, Bad Breath is Bad Breath. And then you won't see Frog again until, like, the final dungeon, Northern Crater from, Christopher, who also uses Frog Song. I mean, Sephiroth can also do Frog off of, I think it's, Pale Horse that turns you into a frog. But yeah, you don't see it very much. If by the time you get to, Safer Sephiroth, you're gonna have ribbons for everyone, I hope. And if you don't have ribbons, you got vaccines, you got, resist, you got remedies. So, like, you don't really need this at all. Plus, I mean, you can also just use White Cape to prevent Frog in places where Frog is. So, honestly, you don't ever really need Maiden's Kiss. Likewise, Cornucopia, you don't see Small very much. I don't know why it's called Small. Be Hungry in, around the area of, City of Ancients will use Mini. L4 Suicide can also do it, but I mean, you gotta be a level 4. Outside of that, I can't really think of very many instances of where you get hit with Mini. Like, you don't really need this item very much, you really don't. Oh, Go-Go can do Mini, but like, you know, it's like, whatever. Silence you do see a fair amount. I would recommend keeping some of these on hand if you're big in spellcasting. In all honesty, though, because of the way the battle system works and how some of the enemies are, it's better just have immunity anyways, because by the time you use the item to cure silence, that character's probably silenced again anyway, so, like, what's the point? So, Sadness and Fury. These are statuses unique in Final Fantasy VII. What Sadness does is, if you're in Fury status, it puts you in normal, and if you're in normal, it puts you in Sadness. What Sadness does is, it reduces the charge rate of your limit break, but you take less damage, I believe. Let me see if I can find the Sadness. Sadness. So, Sadness, you take 30% less damage from physical and magic attacks, and it halves the rate at which the limit gauge fills. So, you're taking 30% less damage at the cost of half of your limit break charging up at half speed. In all honesty, I feel like that's worth the trade-off. Because if you put yourself in the back row, you're taking 50% less damage from physicals that way. On top of that, with the Sadness, now you're taking 50% less from physicals, on top of 30% less damage from physicals, on top of 30% less damage from magic. I feel like that's a really good trade-off. And then there's the Fury status, which, if you're in Sadness, Hyper Cures that. If you're a normal, Hyper puts you in Fury. What this does is, it doubles the rate at which the limit gauge fills, but it reduces the accuracy for the character's physical and magic attacks by 30%. So, I'm gonna be real, I use Fury all the time. Because it gave me more limits, why wouldn't I use it, you know? But the thing is, over time I'm like, you know what? I don't really need the limit breaks that badly. I really don't in a normal playthrough. In a challenge run, it varies. Sometimes you want faster limits, other times you want less damage, you know? Like, in the final fights, if the, solo character initial equipment, no materia, no accessory, no escape challenge, you want to be in a sadness. You want to take less damage, because you only got one character. Also, both these statuses are the only ones that persist outside of battle, outside of, KO, or, you know, death. So, use whichever one suits your playstyle. Do you want to take less damage overall, but be unable to use the limits as often? Or do you want to miss more often, but be able to get your limit breaks more often? Which one do you prefer? And then the remedy. So remedy is actually very plentiful. I'm gonna be real. I feel like remedy is kinda useless. Like, it's nice to have a full status heal item, but like, it's very rare that you get hit with multiple status effects. Like, the Malboro and Safer Sephiroth are like the only times where you get hit by multiple status effects, and Ruby Weapon. In fact, the time you fight, Ruby Weapon and, Safer Sephiroth, you're probably gonna be using ribbons. So, remedy kinda isn't really needed. It's nice to have, but it's not really needed. And you can start buying remedies at, when you start buying, after McGill is destroyed. Smoke Bomb. So Smoke Bomb is a, it lets you escape from battles if you can run around them. In the battle arena, if you use a Smoke Bomb, it lets you run away, but instead of losing all of your, battle points normally, you will retain the battle points you started that round with. So if you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna die or something, you can use a Smoke Bomb to escape. I'm gonna be honest, I never used Smoke Bomb. The game's not hard enough and where you really need to use a Smoke Bomb. It kinda, it's not really needed. This item, the Speed Drink. This is a nice item. The problem with the Speed Drink, there's a few problems you can imagine. You have to steal this from the guys in Midgar. Otherwise, you have to morph it from 2 enemies later on, and morph is kind of terrible without Yuffie and her ultimate weapon. It's kind of really, really bad. And by the time you, like, if you could get this early on before you leave Midgar, that's really good. Because haste, I don't think haste actually wears off. It might, I don't remember. But haste early on is not bad. Hero Drink. So this item, it raises strength, magic, defense, and spirit of one character by 30%, and it's stackable up to 4 times. So you can only find 3 of these in the main game. The rest of them you have to get from the, Chocobo Square. Or you can use the WIM glitch. Because you do want a bunch of hero drinks so that you can use it against Emerald Weapon. Emerald Weapon is where you want to use the hero drinks on. In a challenge run, you're going to be using these against Safer Sephiroth. If you're allowing items. Vaccine. I believe you only find 3 of these. Yes, you find 3 of these as well. You can also morph it from Dragon Song and Dark Dragon, but, you know, same issue. It locks in your status. So if you have, like, haste on, and you use this, haste cannot be removed. If you have a status effect that's already on, like, say, Hogue, or Mini, guess what? You're stuck in that state. You cannot remove it. However, keep in mind people can beat this game with just green. Yeah, you can. You honestly can. You can beat this game in a lot of silly ways. So, this locks whatever status you have on you for the rest of the fight. In addition, it prevents any status, good or bad, being applied to you. So, use this liberally. Honestly, if you don't have a ribbon, this is a good substitute for a ribbon. If you're using, like, say, the sprint shoes. Grenade! Grenades are awesome. You can buy this in Sector 7, and I believe the next time you can buy grenade is let me see when you can buy grenade. I forget. You can buy it in Sector 7 and Sector 5. The last time you can buy it is in Zunon, under Zunon. And it does roughly 160 damage. It says all enemies, but that's not true. Why does it say all enemies? Someone needs to fix that. Let me check this real quick. So, yeah, grenades are awesome. I actually recommend buying a bunch of grenades. Because I'll be real, grenades are better than your regular attacks throughout all of Midgar. Until you get, like, Cloud's Hard Edge. And even then, I would recommend use grenades. Because they do about 160 damage, give or take. Which is even more than, what you can do with, elemental weaknesses. If I'm to be honest, so, like, grenades are good for all of Midgar. Once you get out of Midgar and you get, like, Matra magic, you don't need grenades anymore. They start falling by the wayside once you get out of Midgar. Shrapnel! It says against all opponents. That is false. That is only against one enemy. It does about 416 damage on one enemy. Roughly 416. So it's an upgrade to the grenade. And you can start buying this at apparently you can get it at the Gold Saucer. That's like the only place you can actually buy it. I could no, it's Molotov you buy at yeah, it's Molotov you buy at Costa del Sol. I am doing great. How about you, Vampire Miranda? Hopefully you're doing good. We are talking about Final Fantasy 7. We're doing a deep dive into Final Fantasy 7. I know that I know that it's been covered a lot all over the place, but since I'm doing the Voidex, I might as well, you know. So, in the normal playthrough, in most playthroughs, if you're able to get the right arm, I would highly recommend you get the right arm. Great! It's always good to be good. So the right arm, does roughly 1,600 damage to all enemies. This is very powerful at the time you can get this. You can get it the Gold Saucer. I think you can win it from... Can you win it from the bomb? You can steal it from the bomb. The bomb can drop a shrapnel. Okay, so the bomb can drop shrapnel. You want to steal the right arm for bombs. So, in a challenge run, you're normally never going to be able to use this item. Unless you get the Gold Saucer. In a normal playthrough, I would highly recommend getting the right arm. I do believe it ignores defense, so you do 1,600 damage against high defense enemies like, say, Demon's Gate. It's very good against Demon's Gate. And just really, it's just a good damage option. If you can get a few of these, it will really help you against a lot of bosses. If you don't have stuff like Beta or Aqualung or Trine. Job Simulator? I don't really do very many simulators, in all honesty. I don't really do simulators. So the hourglass. The hourglass inflicts stop to all enemies. It does have an accuracy. Let me see what the accuracy is. I don't have accuracies off the top of my head, so... the hourglass has a 80% chance of inflicting stop. You can only get this by morphing the Chimera Bug? Is it the Chimera Bug? Yeah, you can morph the Chimera Bug or win it from Egg's head. So, I'm gonna be real. No, I don't have a VR headset, no. And in all honesty, I don't think a VR headset would be a good idea for me. I'm gonna be real. For this item, I would only get this item as a collector's item. Because your stuff is not really that valuable. And if you're using the item to inflict stuff, you can, you know, just do damage. Your headsets or glasses. Yeah, there's not really much of VR that I care about personally here. That and I don't think a VR headset would be good for someone like me for a couple of reasons, which I'm not going to go into. The Kiss of Death is a useless item. It inflicts death to all enemies, and it has a, let me find it. What's the Kiss of Death? I'm looking for the Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death, where are you? Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death. It has a 68% accuracy. The problem with the Kiss of Death, and why it's useless, you win it from the Death Dealer. The Death Dealer is at the final dungeon. What's the point of having an AoE instant death item at the end of the game? And by the time you use the item, you're probably killing things outright with everything else. So, Kiss of Death is useless. Get one for the collection, and that's it. Get the Spider Web. If you're playing the normal game, get the Spider Web. It is an amazing item. Amazing. It's simply amazing. I really wish I had this in my challenge run. So, it inflicts slow to all enemies. No accuracy, it will always inflict slow. You can win this from the Grass Strike in the Sector 5 tunnels, or you can steal it from the Chimera Bug. You can also steal it from Grass Strike, but I mean, the only time you can do that is the Ballerina. So, if you don't get in the Sector 5 tunnels, get it Gongaga or the Chimera Bug. Get the Spider Web. No enemy in the game is immune to slow. None of them. If they are, they're not even worth. They're not worth using the item on in the first place. This works on Emerald Weapon. It works on Ruby Weapon. It works on the final bosses. It works on every boss in the game. And slow is amazing. It is very good, especially if you combine it with haste. If you use Spiderweb with Big Guard, you are going to be outpacing your enemy. It is an amazing item. I cannot recommend this item enough for a normal playthrough. Do you absolutely need it? Not really. You don't really need to unlock these items for the game. The game is easy enough that you can do this without items, really. But I would recommend it if you want to make the game easier. Sleep on all enemies. It has an 80% chance. This item is useless for the simple fact that you have a morph, a crown lance, or a chrysalis. Chrysalis? It's a little bug that's around, I think you're helping with the ancients or Miguel in the forest. It's useless. Like, why? Why would you use this? I would get one, and that's it. It's this 80% chance to inflict silence on all enemies. Also useless. You don't really need this. You can steal this from a crazy song. You can win it with Baba Belamiu or Garuga. Or you can morph the dorky face Baba Belamiu or Eligor. You're not gonna do that on Eligor. Give me a break. That's never happening. So this is useless. Wargong. It has an 80% chance of working on enemies, 100% when used on your own party. Useless. Useless, useless, useless. You can win this with Grand Horn, or I think you can get it with Behemoth? You can steal it with Behemoth. It's useless. There's no reason to get this, like, ever. Unless you want a collector's item. 80% chance of confusion on all enemies. Useless. You can win this from a variety of enemies. You can win it with Corvette, Hammer Blaster, Razor League, Soldier Bird, or Sword Dance. But it's useless. It is a useless item. Why use confusion in this game when you can just outright kill? Just kill the enemy. You don't need confusion in this game. So these items right here I'm showing, these are all very good items. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when I use these in the item challenge run, these are all very good items. Now, granted, if you're not doing a challenge run, these are not gonna be as good, but like, if you don't have like Fire Who or like Beta or like Ice Who or Bolt Who or Trine, these are all very good substitutes. So, Fire Fang, just Fire Who on all enemies. And then Fire Who, Fire Free, Ice Who, Ice Free, Bolt Who, Bolt Free, Quite Who, Quite Free, Fire Who, Fire Free. The Fire Veil and Ice Crystal you can buy at Woot High. Fire Fang. Let me go over here and look. Because some of these I don't remember off my head. Fire Fang. You can win this with a dragon, which is at, Mount Niflheim. You can morph it with a landworm, and you can also win it at the Chocobo Square. So it does basically around 960 damage. Fire Veil does about 1200 damage. Which isn't bad. You can also win Fire Veils for Foullanders. But, I mean, you know. What's the next one? It is... So, the Antarctic Wind is ice crystals you cannot buy. Antarctic Wind, you have a morph for jumpings, which are the rabbits around, Icicle Inn. You can also get both these items at the Chocobo Square. Or, no, you can get Antarctic Wind at Chocobo Square. Antarctic Wind does around 1200 damage. The Ice Crystal, you must either morph the Bandersnatch or win it with Garuga or Snow. And it does about 2080 damage, apparently, to all enemies. Here's the problem. Fire has use mostly in the North Continent. Outside of that, fire is not really that great. Ice has, like, no use. Ice is a useless element for the most part. So, the Antarctic Wind Ice Crystal are going to be kind of not as valuable for you. The Bolt Plum is, the Swift Bolt you can, morph a Thunderbird for, or you can buy it at Woot High. It does about 1200 damage to all enemies. Bolt Plum, you must either steal it from the Thunderbird, Or you win it with Garuga, Needlekiss, or Thunderbird, and it does about 460 base damage to all enemies. Those items are good and more valuable against machine enemies, but by the time, you get them, you should have Trine or Bolt 2, so those items are kinda not as good. And then Earth Drum and Earth Mallet, you cannot find them or buy them. Earth Drum, you can either win it from Flower Prong or the Screamer, or steal it from Christopher. And it does about 640 Earth Elemental damage to all enemies. The Earth Mallet is a one-of-a-kind item. You must win it from the Gygus, and the Gygus is only on the first screen of Whirlwind Maze. If you do not get it before you finish the Whirlwind Maze, you can never get this item ever again. I hate when games do that. It's such a frustrating thing when there's like, oh, you get one-time chance to get this item. If you don't get it now, you can never get it again. It's like, why? Why do you do that? And it does about 2,560 Earth Elemental damage. The problem with Earth sucks. Earth is a terrible element. You're never going to use Earth in this game. Because a lot of things are immune to it, because they're flying, or, they just absorb it or take, like, half damage. It's not a good element. And then the Deadly Waste and M Tentacles. You cannot buy them, you cannot find them. For Deadly Waste, you can win it from the Smogger, Brave Pan, or Brave Pod, Slalom, or Jejuzami. Yeah. Or you can steal it from Senin, or you can morph a Brain Pod. So it does about 96 damage to all enemies, which is awful. And it has a 20% chance of inflicting poison, which is not really that great. So it's kind of a terrible item. The M Tentacles you can win or steal from Malboro, or you can win it from Sneaky Step. This is better. It has a 48% chance of inflicting poison, and it does about 2,400 damage. Poison as an element, though, is kind of not great. If you're immune to poison status, you're going to take no damage from poison element. So, it's not that great. Stardust. Cast Comet 2. Stardust is an interesting item. You can win it from the Behemoth or Serpent, or you can get it from the Gold Saucer at the Battle Square. It does 1,120 damage per hit. And it hits 4 times to random enemies. In a challenge run, Stardust might be worth getting. It is 8,000 BP though, so it does cost quite a bit to get. But if you're able to get some Stardust, that might be valuable for some fights in a challenge run. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bother with it very much. Vampire Fang. You can win this from Black Bat and Evil Head, or you can morph Black Bat. It casts Drain, and it does about 192 damage. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. And this is even more useless. The Ghost Hand is, like, absolutely useless, my dude. Ghost Hand is, like... It drains MP, but it drains so little MP that you might as well not fire. The funny thing about this is, it's a rare item. If you don't get this from the specified enemies, you can never get this ever again. You can win it or steal it from the ghost in the train graveyard in Midgar. Once you finish that, you can never get it from them. You can probably steal it from them in the ballerina before you get the Heine Bronco. You can morph the Spectre or Sneaky Step, which is impossible to do. So, Ghost Hand, very rare, but it's also very useless. You're never going to use this. Pythagoras Claw. This is a legendary item. Because this is an item you can miss out by being too high of a level. You can win this from a Commander Grand Horn at level 19 at Fort Condor, or you can steal it from Pythagoras, which is a enemy in a very, very tiny area around Cosmo Canyon. And this inflicts Petrify to one enemy with a 68% chance of working. Why is this legendary? Because the higher your level is, the less of a chance you have of stealing this. Because Pythagoras have 2 skills. It's either the Pythagoras Claw, it should be Basilisk by the way, or it's the Soft. And the Soft is the more common item. The higher your level, the less of a chance you have of getting the Pythagoras Claw. And if you're above level 70, you can no longer steal it. So this is a legendary item just because of how stupid it is to buy or to get. And then Light Curtain, Lunar Curtain gives you barrier, gives you end barrier. I'm gonna be honest, I never used barrier and barrier very much. They're not bad. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad statuses, but like, I don't know, man. Like, if I use them, it's gonna be for Big Guard. And then, you know, I'm not even using it for them, I'm using it for haste. For the Light Curtain, you can win it from the Garuga and Unknown, or morph it from Sword Dance and Corvette. For the Lunar Curtain, you win it from Foulander or Unknown 2. That's the only way you can get that. And the Mirror. You can only win this from a Mirage enemy in Kasura Manor. I never used this. Except if a challenge run, this was invaluable against Sephiroth. If you have this against Sephiroth, you're set. For the most part. This item is kind of useless because there's really no real use for Dispel or Dispel. Because you don't see, like, enemies don't really buff themselves, like, at all. So it's like, why use this for that? Also, for some reason, here's what this removes. It removes haste, slow, why? Stop, why? Small or mini, why? Why are Ghost Grease statuses cured like this and not, you know, Remedy? Regen, Barrier, End Barrier, Reflect, and Shield. And you can either morph the Evil Head and Stilka, or win it from Unknown 3. Honestly, it's not that great for item. You don't really need it. Birdwing. It does wind elemental damage, I believe, to all enemies. Let me check. Birdwing. Yes, wind elemental damage, base damage of 1040. You can either win it or steal it from Gasu or Hanagu or Morphous Su. So only the 2 giant bird enemies. You're not really going to see them. Gasu, I believe you see on Mount Nibelheim, or Mount Nibel on the bridge. And Hanagu is on a beach somewhere on some random island. So you're not even going to see this item normally in a normal playthrough. Dragon Scales. Get the Dragon Scales. Dragon Scales is amazing. Now, you may struggle with getting this item, because it is a bit of a rare item, but Dragon Scales is a great item. Not many enemies nullify or absorb water, and it does about 3,000 680 damage, base damage. So it says. In a challenge run, you're going to want this. This is your go-to damage item in a challenge run. Now, you can win this from an adamantium, which is what you're going to begin it from normally, or from a serpent. Or you can steal it or morph it from a sea worm, which, I mean, you know. Honestly, it might be easier to steal it from a sea worm than to win it from an adamantium. Because you can probably steal it, and then run away, and then come back, steal, etc., etc. And I think on some islands, the sea worm is the only enemy on the beads. So, highly recommend to get this item, especially if you're doing a challenge run. The Impaler and Shrivel. Inflicts Frog or Cures it, or Inflicts or Cures Mini. You can buy both these at Gongaga. I'm gonna be honest, unless you're doing a challenge run, neither one of these are really that valuable. And even in a challenge run, like, I don't think either one of these are really worth getting. Also, can I just say, why are these all the way down here and not up with other status items? And why is this all the way down here and not up with the status heal items? It's weird. I don't understand how to get the inventory slot. Or, the inventory sort, rather. So I dropped Yours Blind. I'm gonna be real. I don't think blind is even that much of an issue. Especially if you're a max slinker like I am. If you're using enemy skills, blind doesn't mean a damn thing. And really, enemy skills break the game. They really break the game. Molotov. You can buy these at Costa del Sol. And Molotovs are honestly really good. They do 400 base fire elemental damage. You can also get them in Gongaga and North Corel. You can win them from Guard System and Heart Hacker. In a challenge run, this might be an okay item to have. Actually, you're going to want this over the grenade. This is your upgrade to the grenade. The problem is, if you run into an enemy that absorbs fire, then it's like, uh-oh, I can't kill him. S-Mine. This is... You want S-Mine. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You want the S-Mine. You can buy at Fort Conquer, Costa del Sol, Rocket Hound. I think you can buy these after you get the High Wind. But, like, S-Mine, you can also win from Gun Carrier or Submarine Crew, or steal it from the Ag Squad. This does 1600 base damage on one enemy. It's a single target version of, the right arm. It is a very, very good item. Very, very good. Highly recommend getting this item, if you can. Why just say on one and then against one? So, Alien's Cannon, this is a very strong item. It does about 3200 base damage on one enemy. The problem is, it's very rare. You get it from Cromwell or Gross Panzer in Midgard, during the second Midgard section at the end of the game. Or you can steal it from an Axe Squad or Submarine Crew. Because it's so rare, you're probably never going to see this item. You're probably never going to see this item unless you've got the Gross Panzer. Because they almost always drop this item. I mean, it's a very strong item, but you're more than likely not going to see this item, like, at all. And then the Gravity Ball. Gravity Ball and PS Bomb. So, this does Gimme on one enemy, so 25% HP. PS Bomb is 50%. So it's Gimme and Gimme 2. as items. So, Gravity Ball is another legendary item because you can't permanently miss this. You win it from the Dean Glow in the train graveyard. If you go past that, you can't get it from it anymore. Or you steal it from the Sound Maker during the Midgard raid. Once you finish the Midgard raid, you can no longer get this item ever again. The ES Bomb, you can win it, steal it, or morph it from the Flatfeet, which is outside of North Grell. So you can get this very easily. I never use these items. Like, the time you get these items, Gravity Ball, there's no reason to use Demi that early. And when you get these items, you should have Laser on someone, assuming you know about Laser existing. The most useless item in the game. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The ink is the most useless item in the game. It inflicts blind on one enemy. You can steal this with bag wrap from the Sunken Gale Nika. Why is it useless? What if I told you blind does nothing on enemies? Blind does not work on enemies. So this item is the most useless item in the game because it does absolutely nothing. You can get one for your collection. The legendary Gazers. It's legendary for a different reason than other items. It inflicts paralysis on one enemy. Most enemies are immune to this, or, paralysis wears off super fast. Why is this item so legendary? This is the item you want for when you fight Ruby Weapon. If you use this against Ruby Weapon, it does work. And then you're free to do, some actions before it can counter her. You use this and then Knights of around, and it will not count her with Ultima. So Gazers are very good. I would recommend getting a handful of them for Ruby Weapon. You can win it with Bag Wrap or Bounce Bat, or steal it with Bounce Bat or Battery Cap, or more of Bounce Bat. And then you get the Cauldron. Useless item. It's basically bag breath of one enemy. Poison, sleep, mini, frog, confuse, and silence of one enemy. Why is it useless? You get it from the Dragon Zombie. Win it or steal it from the Dragon Zombie at the end of the game. But at that point, your status effects aren't really that useful. So Cauldron is more of a novelty item, a collector's item. Dragon Fang. Does about 1500 lightning elemental damage to all enemies, I believe. Let me double check. Is it 1500 lightning elemental damage? 2400 lightning elemental damage. There are only 2 of these in the entire game. You win one from Schizo, and you get the other from the Gold Saucer Submarine minigame. Once you get both of those, that's it. So you may be wondering, how do I have more than 2 W-Item glitch? That's the only way to get more of these. And then, the greens. You use these to capture Chocobos. If you want to get Chocobuckle, I think you need to use the one of these screens is used for Chocobuckle now. I don't remember which one. Is it the Silkus? Is it, Gasol? No, you need the Silkus, greens to get Chocobuckle. And Chocobuckle is best gotten at the, Chocobo Farm, I believe? So let me go over each of these. So, they all restore 100 HP about to enemies or allies. And most of them will keep the Chocobo occupied for 1, 2, or 3 turns in battle. There, item glitch with sources. That one's tricky. To do that, you need to have a have, like, say, one person in your hop slot, right? And then you, say, have none of the sources in your inventory. Now, you use, say, Yuffie to get a source, and then you use, when Yuffie's doing that to get the source, use the potion, and then the items should appear at the hop slot, and then you can give you item glitch that way. So, the problem with that is, in order to do that with some of them, you need multiple enemies, which, that's very hard to do with, like, magic source, because you only get, like, one enemy to do that with. But you can do that with, like, everything that's not a magic source, I believe. Alright, so, let's take a look at the greens. I'm going to be going in reverse order here. So, Gasol greens. It increases speed, stamina, and cooperation when you feed a chocobo and the chocobo stable. Cracker green increases intelligence and cooperation. And it also reduces chocobo's chance of run about 33.3%. Handhold greens increases speed, stamina, intelligence, and cooperation. Pasana green, not Paisana green, Pasana green. It reduces Chocobo's chance to run about 20% and increases intelligence and cooperation. Curial keeps Chocobo occupied in battle for 5 turns, increases speed, stamina, and cooperation. Reagan greens reduces chance to run for about 12.5% and keeps them occupied in battle for 8 turns. Increases speed, stamina, and cooperation. Mimic green. Oh, Mimic green's the silkish green you can use to get Chocobuckle. You get 1 turn to do that. I believe you need the Mimic greens as well to get the Kahane materia in Miguel after it's destroyed. Regan greens increases speed, stamina, cooperation. Mimic greens increases speed, accelerations, and cooperation. And Silkish green increases speed, stamina, intelligence, and cooperation. Regan, Mimic, and Silkish, you can only buy at the Chocobo Sage's house. Everything else you buy at the Chocobo farm. Now, Hen, you can get this everywhere. Restores all HP MP, use up the world map, use it at save points. Always have this on hand. No reason not to. Okay, these are your stat boosting items. Increases strength, vitality, magic, spirit, dexterity, and luck. So, you can raise your stat to 55 in all of these. I have done this before on console. It sucks. Alright, so, let me tell you how you get these. You can win these from stuff. You can find them in a variety of places, but I'm going to tell you how to morph them. So for the power source, you can morph it from the unknown, which is the Galnica. It's the goofy-looking, squid-looking guy. You can morph it from the heavy tank. You fight him at Gongaga around the reactor. Or you can morph it from the Screamer, which is the ball and chain guy at Mount Evil. If you're going to do the WIM glitch, I would recommend the Screamer for power source. For guard source, you can morph the Unknown 2, which is the Galnica, is the flower one. You can morph back the Dragna, which is the Hurtle guy at Mount Corel. Spiral, which I believe is the Armadillo guy around Miguel, I think. Armored Golem, which is in the final dungeon, and Maximum Chimera, which you only fight during the Midgar raid and around the cannon. if you want to do WIM glitch, I would recommend Back the Dragna. Magic Source. This is the hardest one because you can only morph the AI, which is only fought in Heavenly Agents, or Unknown 3, which is the floating, creepy, whatever you want to call guy, in the Gelnika. That is the only way to get Magic Source. So, Magic is the hardest to max out. And you cannot really WIM that. Mind Source. You can morph it from the Serpent in the Gelnika, the Dragon Rider from Whirlwind Maze, or Killivan. Who's Killivan? Who is also the Whirlwind Maze. So, okay, so Spirit is probably even worse and max out than Magic, because Serpent is very rare. Hello, Matsune? Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong. We are doing a deep dive on Final Fantasy VII, if you're interested in that. I know that people have covered this game to death, but I decided to just cover the game, you know. Alright, so for Speed Source, you can morph the Poogler, and for Luck Source, you can morph the Bag Rat. Both of these are in the hallway of the Sunken Gelnika. Very easy to get these. You can get these en masse. It's not very hard to get these. Alright. Nuts. I did not have the CO nut. Huh. I actually forgot to get the CO nut. Oops. So these nuts are all used to get different chocobos. The Pram nut and Parov nut you have to buy at the Chocobo Sage's house. And all the other nuts you can buy at Chocobo Farm. The Karov nut you can get at the Wonder Square, or win or steal from Blackragos, which is the dinosaur around Bone Village. You need the Carob nut in order to get the these special chocobos, okay? So green, black, blue. And to get the gold chocobo, you need the Sayo nut, which you must win or steal from Goblin or Goblin Island. That's the only place you can get the Sayo nut. Now with that, we got these random items. So the Battery, you get this in Midgard. This is a story progression item. You get 3 of these. You need to use at least 2 of them to get the Simra headquarters. The last one is used to get the Ether. If you don't care about getting the Ether, you can keep one in your inventory. The Hissu 135 Soldier, Super Sweeper, Masamune Blade, Combat Diary, Autograph Gambler, I believe are all gotten from Battle Square as random items. I could be wrong. I think these two might be from the Speed Square. Let me see. Okay, so the 135 Soldier, Hissu, and Masamune Blade are from the Speed Square. And you can get 2 of the 135 Soldiers in Junon. These are all items that do absolutely nothing, by the way. Gambler, Autograph, Combat Diary are from the Special Battle Square. So once you get Omni Slash and I think it's W Summon Materia, you're able to start getting these items. All of these items do absolutely nothing. These 2 right here are very important. The Desert Rose, you get this from defeating Ruby Weapon. And the Earth Harp, you get from defeating Emerald Weapon. The guidebook you can only get by morphing the ghost ship in the underwater reactor tunnel. All 3 of these are used for the Calm Traveler at Calm. The guidebook will get you the underwater materia, which is used to remove the Heimer during the fight with Emerald Weapon. You don't really need it, though. You really don't. The Desert Rose will get you a Gold Chocobo. However, the Gold Chocobo is useless for Chocobo racing, so don't even bother with that in a Chocobo race. It's awful. And the Earth Harp is to get a set of Master Materia. So you'll get 1 Master Magic, 1 Master Command, and 1 Master Summon Materia. So if you want to get a full set of Master Materia quickly, use the Earth Harp. Give the Earth Harp. Otherwise, you don't really need them. It's just faster ways of getting stuff. You do need to use the guidebook to get the underwater materia. And with that, that is all of the items that are shown here. However, there are a few other items. So, in the final dungeon, there is the Save Crystal. It's the first part of the Northern Cave. You use this to create a save point in the final dungeon. Now, be careful where you put the save point, because you might corrupt your save file. So if you do that, make sure you save in a different slot. You can duplicate the save crystal. It is possible. Or, alternatively, you might glitch it to where you never get the save crystal. If you open the chest at the same exact time as the ground falls in your left. So, that is the save crystal. Let me see if there's anything else that I am forgetting. There are the limit break manuals, which I will go over in just a second. I think I went over all the items. Yes, I did. So, to get all creation, which is Yuki's final limit break, you must defeat Go-Go. And get Catastrophe, you must talk to someone in the upper left hand after the huge material quest in North Corral. Now, I forget if you could get this if you let the train crash in North Corral. I do not recall. And get Chaos, you must visit a cave behind the waterfall near Nibelheim, which you need with either a chocobo or a submarine, with Vincent and the party, and then you fight between 211 fights, and then you return and you will get that with death penalty with Vincent and the party. And get Cosmo Memory, you must defeat Lost Number. This is going to be the first limit break manual you'll get. I don't know why they give it to you so early, but yeah. Final Heaven. You must play the main theme of Final Fantasy VII on Tifa's piano after Miguel. For Great Gospel, you must get the mithril from a guy in a cave near Fort Condor. You will get the mithril if the last 2 battle digits are 11, 33, 55, 77, or 99. Then you give this to the old man south of Gongaga in a house, and you open the treasure chest upstairs. Yeah, Eris was like in a very weird place. And here's a fun thing. If you go open both chests at the weapons seller's shop, you can get unlimited Great Gospels. It is the only limit break item that you can get 99 of. It takes forever to do. I know. I got 99 of everything in this game. It sucks. This takes forever to do. It's one of the most tedious things. Outside of getting 99 reflect rings. Oh my god. The High Wind. You will find at the Sunken Galnica, and Omni Slash you must get at the Battle Square for 51,200 BP before getting the High Wind, or 32,000 BP after getting the High Wind. And that is every single item in the game. Regular item in the game. Now, we're not done. We're not done. Key items. So, the dresses. There are 3 different types of dresses. You will either get the cotton, satin, or silk dress. The silk dress is the best one. If you want to get this during the Walmart side quest, you must go with soft and simmers. If you want the satin dress, you will go with soft and shiny. If you go with the cotton dress, you must go with something clean. You want the silk dress for best dress. The wig. The blonde wig is the best wig. And to get the blonde wig, you must win at the squatting minigame. And to get the guide wig, you must hide at the minigame. And to get just the wig, you lose at the minigame. The tiaras. The diamond tiara is the best. To get this, buy the most expensive item at the vending shop to give it to this material shop store owner. And get the ruby tiara, get the second most expensive item. And to get the glass tiara, you get the cheapest item. For the cologne, obviously the sexy cologne is the best item. To get this, you give the unhappy person in the bathroom at the bar the digestive. You get the digestive from the... So, here's the order fence. Go to the food stall, get the coupon there, and go to the pharmacy and pick out the item there. If you want the best item, which is the sexy cologne, get the digestive. If you want the flower cologne, get the deodorant. And if you just want cologne, get the disinfectant. So, you can only get one of these. If you want the bikini briefs, you must pick the lower left room. This is with all the dudes. If you want the lingerie, you must go to the quality time room, which is the upper left room, and then talk to one of the B girls in the changing room. I never got the lingerie. I don't know which one of these two is better, in all honesty. I think it's the bikini briefs. And then there's the pharmacy coupons, which you cannot keep those. You cannot keep the disinfectant, deodorant, or digestive. By the way, these all have artwork. If you're wondering, they do all have artwork, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. Give me just a second. So, as you can see, yes, they do have artwork. Look at that artwork. So, there's all of the artwork right there. The members card, you get that, you need to get that to get inside the Honeybee Inn to get, you know, the lingerie, bikini briefs, and stuff like that. But yeah, there's all the items, if you're curious what the items look like. We'll go down there in a second. So yeah, that's all the items. The black materia, you lose that after the War 1 maze. Snowboard, you get that at the Icicle Inn. Glacier map, Icicle Inn. Keystone, you get that from that's a story progression item. PHS, you get that at Calm. I love how it's just a phone. The basement key, you get that for beating Lost Number, and that's how you get Vincent. Lunar Heart, you get up at Bone Village. Keep the agents underwater, so you need the submarine. You need this to continue the story at City of the Ancients, and there's the Barry. And then there's 3 mystery items. And then this is what the other items look like. Like, look at this 135 soldier. Look at that 135 soldier. Look at this super sweeper. And then there's, like, those items. Those special items. Here's the manuals. If you ever wonder what they look like, the limit break items. And then here's your sources. Very weird bottles. And then here's your nuts. Nuts! Nuts! I mean, they look like the cereal nut looks like a peanut. And the last nut's just an acorn. And the pepper nut looks like a cherry. And then, you know, here's your greens. Looks like a pumpkin, looks like a squash, a carrot, a tomato, eggplant, onion or radish, you know, onion. There's the 8-inch cannon. Like, it's so interesting that they did artwork for all of this. Because you can't see this in the game. There is the Japan International version that has all of these artwork in-game on a 4th disc. Because I believe there's 4 discs for the international version in Japan that has all of this. But, like, look at all of these items, dude. Like, this is not what I would imagine some of these items looking, you know? It's amazing. Alright, so, let's continue on. The gold ticket, you buy this for 30,000 gil, or you can get it for the Wonder Square. This allows you to go into the gold saucer for free. The diving skills, you can miss this. This is in the underwater reactor. Before you go on the submarine, you need this for the Chow statue and get the items that are in the flames. These are coupons from Simra headquarters. This is how you can trade these in for like a star pendant, 4 slots in all materia. You don't really need those, so you know. There's the mithril. There's like a lot of space here that gets unused. Does that bother you, Hate? That there's so much space unused? It bothers me a little bit. Just a little bit. There's a lot of key cards. There's key cards 60, 62, 65, 66, 68. There's Midgard parts. There's the huge materia. Key to Sector 5. You get the key to Sector 5 from picking it up in Bone Village on Disc 2. There is... And that's it. That's all the items. So that's all the items in the game. Now, you may be wondering, what about weapons and armors and stuff? I think we're going to save that for next time. What do you guys think? Should I do it now? Or should I do it next time? I mean, it's not going to be as bad as, say, like, Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VI. There's way less stuff in this game compared to those games. Way less stuff. But should I do it now, or should I save it for next time? What do you guys want? Shotgun it? You want me to shotgun it? Alright, let me put on, a couple things like that. Alright, we're gonna start with weapons. So, hopefully I have all the weapons. Because I'm gonna be real, sometimes I forget stuff. And I'm really hoping I'm not forgetting stuff. So, I'm gonna go here and take a look at this. So, here's the fun thing about these weapons. that the game never tells you. You see all the stats over here? You see all these stats, right? What if I told you there's hidden stats that the game never tells you about? For example, you see the Buster Sword, right? Buster Sword gives you 18 attack, 96 accuracy, and 2 material slots for length. What it doesn't tell you, it gives you 2 magic as well. Yes, every weapon in the game gives you magic. It never tells you this, though. Never. There is no increase. And the worst part is, yeah, it would be nice to have it here. But as you see, it doesn't tell you this. Like, you see the magic attack, but it doesn't give you the magic attack stat. So, let me look at... No, hold on. So, he has 158 magic right now. Let me take off the area. So, he has 158 magic, right? $109 magic. Now, why did the magic drop down so much? But with the Mithril Saber, he has 111 magic. Huh, interesting, isn't it? Very interesting that it gives you hidden magic stats. So, Buster Sword is your standard weapon. The Mithril Saber. So, technically, the Mithril Saber would be your second weapon you would get in the game. It is not. You can make this your third, and I will tell you how. Buster Sword, you start with. Uniquely, you cannot grow, sell, or have the Buster Sword stolen. The Mithril Saber gives you 23 attack, 98 accuracy, 4 magic, 1 single materia slot, and 1 link materia slot. So 3 materia slots with normal growth. Not bad. However, it's superseded if you know how to get stuff. You can buy this at Calm or Junon before getting the Highwind. The Hard Edge. The Hard Edge is technically the second weapon you can get. You can buy this on Gongaga or Junon before getting the Highwind. So, yeah, you can get this, like, way later in the game. Or you can get this before Calm by stealing it from Soldier Bird in the Simra headquarters. You need to steal this on the floor with Red 13 and Genova before you get captured. So be sure to get this, because it does give you 32 attack, which is up. That's like double the attack of the Buster Sword. It is double the... No, it's almost double. 98 accuracy and 6 magic. And you get 2 single materia slots and 1 linked materia slot. So, steal this, and you won't have to worry about weapons for a very, very long time. Until you know you get to, Junon. Because when you get a Junon, you won't be able to get the Force Stealer. If you do it right. It brings 3 single materia slots with double AP growth. So if you think you want to get AP faster, this is a good weapon for you. It's also stronger than a lot of the weapons up at this point. It has 36 attack, 100 accuracy, and 7 magic. You can find this at North Corral, or you can find it at, or you can get it from Junon by getting 100 plus points during Ruckus's send-off. I'm gonna be honest, I would much prefer getting the second place prize instead of this. Why? because the second place prize is HP plus materia, and you will not get that until Cosmo Canyon. Early HP plus materia saves you 8,000 gil. Force Stealer is only 2,200. And you get that North Grell, which is only one dungeon away anyway, so, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And honestly, if I'm to be honest, I feel like having 4 materia slots at normal grow might be better than 3 materia slots at double. It depends. Actually, no, like, this is more valuable over time than, for normal. So yeah, for Stealer, definitely, better to get. The next one is the Butterfly Eggs. So, 2 Link Materia slots, so 4 Materia slots at normal grow, 100 accuracy, and 8 magic. You can find this at Cosmo Canyon. Now, the next one is the Rune Blade. 4 single materia slots at double AP grow. I think this is a pretty good weapon for most of the game, just because of the double AP slot. And honestly, if you're not worried about your physical attack being low for most of the game, I would just stick with this for like the entirety of the game. I really would. 40 attack, 108 accuracy, 9 magic. You can buy it at Junon after getting the high one, or find it at Mount Evil on the first screen. So once you get this at Mount Evil, and you should, I would be using this until you get the Apocalypse. Apocalypse or Ragnarok are gonna be better than this. But yeah, overall, I just feel like this is just, you know, better to get. Now, the next one is the Yoshiyuki. 56 attack, 100 accuracy, 9 magic, 2 single materia slots. So, you can only get one of these at the entire game. And it's a Rocket Hound. You must get before carry armor. Hawk the man who watches the rocket twice. If you do not get this before carry armor, it's gone forever. Now, you see it says sword is used when ally is down. What this means is, if one ally is dead, the power of the weapon is doubled. If your 2 allies are dead, the power of the weapon is tripled. In a solo character run, where you're allowed to use weapons, this is God here for Cloud. This is God here for Cloud. I almost want to do a challenge run of just using Cloud, but like, you know, I already did too hard the solo character runs. Do I really need to do just Cloud? I don't think that's going to change very much. Nailed that. Nailed that. So, the Nailed that has 70 attack, 100 accuracy, and 0 magic. And it has no materia slots. The upside is it increases your critical percent by 4. Which, I mean, meh. You can find this at Junon after the high one, or you can find it at the Temple of the Ancients. You have to go to the area with the clock and get knocked down and then win the fight. With the 2, ancient dragons, which is a pretty rough fight. I'm not gonna lie, that's an evil fight. Murasame. 2 linked materia slots and 1 unlinked materia slot. So, 6 materia slots. Or, 5 materia slot. 51 attack, 100 accuracy, 12 magic. You can find this in Wu High. So this is honestly a pretty good weapon to get. Now here's the question, chat. Would you go with the Murasame that gives you 5 materia slots? Or would you go with the Rune Blade that gives you 4 materia slots, unlinked but double AP? Which is better for you? Runeblade has 11 less attack, too, and 3 less magic. Honestly, I think the Runeblade is still good. I feel like the Runeblade just, the double AP is too good, dude. It's too good. Now, we get to the enhanced sword. 4 linked materia slots, so 8 materia slots at normal growth. 43 attack, 107 accuracy, 16 magic. You can find this at Gaia's Cliff or buy it at Junon after getting the high win. So, I feel like this is actually better than the Runeblade. Like, you get double the materia slots, so you get to level up materia, more materia, double the materia. I mean, it is half AP growth, but you level up more materia. And you know, it's a little bit stronger than the Runeblade. Is it better to use? I don't know, dude. That's hard. That's hard to decide on. Because you get double the materia, but it's normal growth, or you get 4 materia and it's double growth. I guess it depends on the materia that you want real bad, like HP up, MP up, etc., etc. Organics! 62 act, 103 accuracy, 15 magic, 2 unlinked materia slots, and 2 linked materia slots for 6 materia slots at normal growth. You can buy this at Icicle Inn. I mean, it's okay. I mean, the enhanced sword is going to be better when you get it for materia slots. But this is good for damage. 76 attack, 105 magic, 19 accuracy, 3 linked materia slots, so 6 materias. You can buy a Miguel. It's just a better organics, really. That's all it is. The Apocalypse! 88 attack, 110 accuracy, 43 magic. So this gives you the most magic out of all of, well, it's high for second highest magic with the Ragnarok. So if you're going for a magic build, I mean, obviously, you're going to be using one of the higher weapons anyways. Apocalypse is good for the triple AP growth. You only get 3 materia slots, but like, triple AP is amazing when you're grinding AP. So you're going to want to get this. And to get this is in the final room of Ancient Forest. In addition, it gives you plus 16 spirit. That's very nice. However, we will go over another weapon that's even better. So, Heaven's Cloud. 6 unlinked materia slots, 93 attack, 100 accuracy, 31 magic. You can find this in the Sunken Galnica. This is honestly a very strong weapon to get after you get the submarine, because you will not get a better weapon until much later. Now, is it better than Apocalypse or Ragnarok? No, I don't think so. Ragnarok supersedes Heaven's Cloud. So Ragnarok, 97 attack, second highest attack, 105 accuracy, 43 magic, high for second highest magic, plus 35 spirit. So it gives you the most spirit out of all of his weapons. Every linked materia slot, so 6 materias at normal growth. You will get this after defeating Proudclog in the Midgar raid. This is a very powerful weapon. Very powerful. However, what if I were to tell you, if you did everything right, you could get his ultimate weapon, the ultimate weapon, before even going into Midgar. So ultimate weapon, 100 attack, 110 accuracy, 51 magic, plus 24 spirit, 8 materia slots, 4 late materia slots, with no materia growth, so don't use it for materia grinding. You win this by defeating ultimate weapon in the final battle over Cosmo Canyon. The gimmick with this weapon is, the more HP Cloud has, the more damage the weapon will do. And you will be able to tell when it does less and less damage because the white of the sword gets darker the lower his HP is. So ultimate weapon is a very good weapon, but I'm gonna be real, I think Ragnarok's better. Because Ragnarok doesn't have the gimmick. And it gives you 9 more spirit. And it lets you get AP. So honestly, Ultimate Weapon, because of the gimmick of Ultimate Weapon, it is very iconic. It is a very strong weapon if you keep your HP up. But Ragnarok is just overall better, I think. I just think Ragnarok's better. I honestly should try Ragnarok in a run and see just how much better it really is. It's Spirit Time. Gatling Gun. It's a long-range weapon. 14 attack, 97 accuracy, 0 magic, 1 materia slot. It cannot be sold, thrown, or stolen, and Barrett starts with this. What, you think Apocalypse is the second worst? Why is that? Assault Gun. 17 attack, 98 accuracy, 1 magic, 1 late materia slot, long range. You can buy this at Sector 7 Slums or Wall Market, or you can win it from Guard Scorpion, which, I mean, you're gonna win it from Guard Scorpion. Why do you need to buy it? Cannonball. 23 attack, 98 accuracy, 2 magic, 1 late materia slot, 1 unlinked materia slot. No, this is close range. It's 3 slots, not 2 slots. 2 slot 1 is on Sig. You can buy this at Calm or Junok for the high win. I would not recommend the Cannonball. I don't recommend any of those short-range weapons for Barrett. So I would just not use them unless you don't have a long-range weapon that's strong enough. So, like, if you know you're going to fight a long-range weapon like Bombswell, then, you know, you can use these. But if you're going to fight, if you're going to fight an enemy that's long-range like Bombswell, don't use these. That's what I mean. Atomic Scissors. 32 attack, 99 accuracy, 4 magic, 1 late materia slot, 2 unlinked. I would not recommend getting the Cannonball because you could get these for free. You can buy this at Junon and Gongaga, or steal it from Custom Sweeper in the Midgar area on the dark spots. You can steal this while trying to get maximum magic, and you'll save yourself money, both buying this layer and, you know, buying the Cannonball. Heavy Vulcan. This is a long-range weapon. 39 attack, 100 accuracy, 8 magic, 2 link materia slots. You can buy this at Cosmo Canyon. Chainsaw. 52 attack, 100 accuracy, and magic, 2 link materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slots. You can buy this at Wu Hai. Why does Wu Hai have a chainsaw? I don't know. Micro Laser. 6-3 attack, 101 accuracy, 13 magic, 2 link materia slots, 2 unlinked materia slots, long range. You can buy this in Icicle Inn. Chainsaw is not long range, by the way. AM Cannon. 77 attack, 103 accuracy, 16 magic, 3 late materia slot. It's long range, and you can buy it in Miguel. Double Machine Gun. So the W, if you're wondering why it's called W in this context means double. In Japanese, this means double, if I recall. 30 attack, 100 magic, 3 mag, or 30 attack, 100 accuracy, 3 magic, long range, 3 unlinked materia slots, double materia grow. I would recommend going with this for a long time. You can buy a Junon after getting the high one, find it in Mount Corel, you have to go, no, you don't have to go. And you can steal it from Death Machine in Junon. Drill Arm, slight upgrade, 37 attack, 97 accuracy, 0 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with double materia grow, and critical percent plus 3. You can buy a Junon after Highwind or find it in Sig's house at Rocket Town. This is probably what you're going to use unless you want to go long range. Solid Bazooka, 61 attack, 100 accuracy, 15 magic, 4 linked materia slots, it's long range, and you can get a Costa del Sol after getting the Highwind. Rocket Punch, 62 attack, 110 accuracy, 0 magic, no materia slots, critical percent plus 4, and it's short range. You can buy a Junon after getting the Highwind or find it at Heavenly Ancients. Enemy Launcher, 35 attack, 100 accuracy, 7 magic, long range, 3 unlinked materia slots, 1 linked materia slot. You can buy a Junon after getting the Highwind or find it in a Sarah Manson. That's who the Manson's safe. Kyle Banger, 90 attack, 80 accuracy, 0 magic. Despite what it looks like, it is long range. Even though it uses the melee animation, it's long range. And critical percent plus 3%. 3 linked materia slots. You can only find this once, and it's like the Sinra building during the Midgard raid. You will find this at the treasure shop in the shop. So don't miss it if you want everything. Max Ray, 97 attack, 98 accuracy, 30 magic. Wow, that's a lot of magic. Long range, 3 linked materia slots. You can also miss this. You must find it in the Midgard Underground in Part 2, in the Midgard raid, before going to the subway. And then finally, Missing Score. This is his ultimate weapon. 98 attack, 108 max, or accuracy, 48 magic, 4 linked materia slots with no materia grow. And it's long range. You can miss this if you do not pick it up in Midgard during the Midgard raid. When you're going to the Sister Ray stairs, and the Sister Ray, it's on the stairs, you must have Barret in your party. This is the only ultimate weapon, I believe, in the game. Well, what if 2 that you can permanently miss? Which is pretty crappy if you ask me. So, the gimmick of this weapon is, the more AP on the weapon, the more damage it does. Master Magic, Command, Summon, Enemy Skill, and Underwater Materia do not add to this formula. If you want to do the Overflow glitch, you need 8 Mastered Knights of Round Materia on that weapon. That is a little too much, if you ask me. You don't really need to do the Overflow glitch at that point, I feel. And that is Berito. Alright, Tifa! They're all close range weapons, and they all, I think, give critical percent plus, oh, no, most of them do. Okay, Leather Glove, 13 attack, 99% accuracy, 0 magic, 1 materia slot, and Tifa starts with this. Apparently you can sell this, grow it, whatever. Actually, you can't grow any of her weapons. But you can sell it or have it stolen. Metal Knuckle, 18 attack, 102 accuracy, 1 magic, critical percent plus 2%, 1 late materia slot. You can buy this in Wall Market. Mithril Claw, 24 attack, 106 accuracy, 3 magic, 1 late materia slot, 1 unlate materia slot, critical percent plus 2. You can buy a Calm or Zunon before the high win. Grave Glove, 31 attack, 110% accuracy, 6 magic, 2 late or 2 unlate materia slots, 1 late materia slot, and critical percent plus 2. You can steal this from Magogs, which is ball guy, spinning ball exchange guy if the mithril 9, or buy it in Gongaga or Junon before the high one. I would recommend stealing this. Tiger Fang, 38 attack, 110 accuracy, 8 magic, 2 late materia slots, critical percent plus 2. You can buy this at Cosmo Canyon. Diamond Knuckle, 51 attack, 112 accuracy, 10 magic, 2 late materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slots, critical percent plus 2. You can buy this in Woot High. Can you tell that her weapons are kind of not interesting? Dragon Claw, 62 attack, 114 accuracy, 13 magic, 2 late materia slots, 2 unlinked materia slots, critical percent plus 2. You can buy an Icicle Inn. Hold on. Crystal Glove. 75 attack, 115 magic, or 115 accuracy, 16 magic, 3 late materia slot, critical plus 2. You can buy this in Miguel. Mood Drive. 27 attack, 106 accuracy, 6 magic, 3 unlinked materia slots, double materia grow. You can buy this at Costa del Sol in, the Villa Cloud Basement. You can only get one of these. Platinum Fist. 30 attack, 108 accuracy, 7 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots. You can buy it in Junon after getting the high one, or flag it in Niflheim before all the black roads disappear. You must flag it in Niflheim. Give me just a second, I'm double checking to make sure nobody is doing anything. Making sure nobody's, like, streaming one of the kicks. I'm not seeing anything, but, like, Vegas Iris likes to just randomly, you know, pop up. Give me just a second, if you will. Go checking a couple things. Go checking a couple things. And we will be back. But yeah, Heifer weapons are not very exciting. Honestly, a lot of weapons aren't really that exciting, if you ask me. Alright, let me go ahead and get all this back up. Platinum Fist. 30 attack, 108 accuracy, 7 magic, 4 unlinked double, 4 unlinked materia slots with double growth. Oh, I already did that, sorry. Kaiser Knuckle. 44 attack, 44 attack, 110 accuracy, 13 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 6 unlinked materia slots, critical percent plus 1. You can buy a Junon or find it at the Warlord. You can buy a Junon after getting the high win, or find it at the Whirlwind Maze. Work Glove. 68 attack, 114 accuracy, 0 magic, critical percent plus 4, and no materia. You can buy a Junon after getting the high win, or find it at the Temple of the Ancients. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We get two very interesting weapons. The Power Soul, which is 28 attack, 106 accuracy, 7 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with double materia growth. So, you can find this in Mount Evil, or you can find it Junon after getting the high one. The gimmick with this weapon, you see it power up when near death. If Hifa's HP is in critical, so yellow HP, it's double the power. If she has death sentence, it's quadrupled, and the effects do stack. So you can get some insane damage output with Hifa early on if you get death sentence and if you keep her in low HP. Like, insane damage. So using things like Demi on Hifa and get her HP low with the Power Soul and then use Death Sentence on her is a valuable strategy, actually. And then you have to upgrade Master Fist. 38 attack, 108 accuracy, 0 magic, 6 unlinked materia slots. And you can only get one of these. You find it at the Sivra headquarters in the shop during the Midgard raid. So the gimmick this is the gimmick's modified depending on what status Hifa has on her. If she's near death, poison, sadness, silence, slow, and or blind, the gimmick's double. If she has death sentence or slow numb, it's tripled. And they all stack. It all stacks. So Master Fist is just an upgrade all around. And then God's Hand, 86 attack, 255 accuracy, so it never misses. 34 magic, 2 link materia slots, and critical percent plus 2. You only get one of these, and it's from defeat and carry armor. And then lastly, Premium Heart, her ultimate weapon. 99 attack, 112 accuracy, 32 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with no materia growth. You must examine the machine in the item store at Walmart after you get Cloud back from Miguel and get this. So the damage is determined by how much of Hifa's limit break is filled, multiplied by her limit level. If it's all the way up, it'll do ridiculous damage, like ridiculous damage. The problem is, you can't use regular hats with a full limit break, so I feel like Hifa's Premium Heart is bad. It's just bad. You may be wondering why I'm going here. Because there's all of this. So, Aerith weapons. Let's talk about the Aerith weapons. Guard Stick. 12 attack, 99% accuracy, 2 magic, 1 materia slot, 1 vitality, 4 spirit. Aerith starts with this. The Mithril Rod. 16 attack, 100 accuracy, 3 magic, 1 link materia slot. You can buy it in Walmart. Full Metal Staff. 22 attack, 100 accuracy, 4 magic, 1 link materia slot, 1 unlinked materia slot. You can buy a Calm and a Xenon for the high one. However, you can get the Striking Staff, which is 32 attack, 100 accuracy, 7 magic, 1 link materia slot, 2 unlinked materia slot, critical percent plus 2. You can buy this at Gongaga and Junon before the high one. You can steal it from the Harpy around Gold Saucer. Walmart. Welcome on Walmart. We have brothels. Where you're gonna get this is you're gonna steal it from Eligor at the train graveyard. Getting this very early makes Aerith pretty good, honestly. I said a brothel, not a hunting section. What are you talking about? Prism Staff, 40 attack, 105 accuracy, and magic, 2 link materia slots. You can buy it in Cosmo Canyon. Aurora Rod, 51 attack, 110 accuracy, 14 magic, 2 link materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slot. You can buy it in Wutai. Wizard Staff, 28 attack, 100 magic. I did not need to know that, hey. 28 attack, 100 accuracy, 6 magic, 3 unlinked materia slots with double materia growth. You can buy it in Zunon after getting the Highwind, or find it in Mount Corel, which involves you having to drop down the hole on the left-hand side of the train tracks. The Wiser Staff, 33 attack, 100 accuracy, 7 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with double materia growth. You can buy it in Zunon after getting the Highwind, or win it from Gynatic. Fairy Hail, 37 attack, 103 accuracy, 8 magic, 7 unlinked materia slots. You can buy it in Zunon after getting the Highwind, or win it from Reno in Gongaga. Umbrella, 58 attack, 118 accuracy, 10 magic, no materia slot, 20 vitality, 20 vitality, 20 vitality, and critical percent plus 5. You can only get one of these. You must do this before getting the Highwind and score at least 5,000 points in the speed square. And lastly, the Princess Guard. It gives you 52 attack, 111 accuracy, 22 magic, 3 link materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slot, 12 vitality, 20 spirit, and it doubles in power if one ally is dead, and triples in power if 2 are dead. You will only get this in the Temple of the Ancients. It is in room 4 in the clock room. So that is Aerith's weapons. Now, we're going to go with Red 13, and I'm just going to stick in here. Actually, no. We're going to do it this way. Do I have more armor that I could just throw on? Yeah, you can have a mithril armlet. You have a mithril armlet. Have a mithril armlet. Alright, Red 13. They're all short-range weapons. Mithril Clip, 24 attack. You cannot throw his weapons here. 24 attack, 100 accuracy, 6 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 1 unlinked materia slot. He starts with this, and you can buy more in Zunon for the Highwind. Diamond Pin. You can, it's 33 attack, 102 accuracy, 8 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 2 unlinked materia slot. You can buy it in Zunon for the Highwind, or Gongaga, or steal it for Bagnadrana on Mount Corel. Silk Barrette. 40 attack, 110 accuracy, 10 magic, 2 linked materia slot. You can buy it in Cosmo Canyon. It says it cannot be sold, thrown, or stolen, but I think this is incorrect on the wiki. Gold Barrette. 50 attack, 104 accuracy, 13 magic, 2 linked materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slot. You can buy it in Wutai. Acumen Clip. 60 attack, 106 accuracy, 15 magic, 2 linked materia slots, 2 unlinked materia slots. You can buy it in Icicle Inn. Crystal Comb. 76 attack, 108 accuracy, 20 magic, 3 linked materia slots. You can buy it in Miguel. Magic Comb. 37 attack, 100 accuracy, 4 magic, 3 unlinked materia slots with double AP growth. You can buy it in Zunon after the Highwind, or you can win it for a Fort Condor as a prize for the first Condor War Battle. Plus Barrette. 39 attack, 104 accuracy, 12 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with double AP growth. You can buy it in Zunon after getting the Highwind, or find it in Mount Evil in first area near the bridge. Descent Clip. 58 attack, 108 accuracy, 22 magic, 8 unlinked materia slots. You can fight in Coast Del Sol after you get the high win. Hairpin. 57 attack, 120 magic, or 120 accuracy, 15 magic, no materia slot. This is long range for some reason, and critical percent +5. You can fight a Junon after getting the high win, or fight in a Wu High at Gogo's house. Seraph Clip, or Comb. 68 attack, 110 accuracy, 14 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots. You will get this automatically at Cosmo Canyon after finishing Cave of the Gee. Cannot be sold, thrown, or stolen. Behemoth Horn. 91 attack, 75 accuracy, 26 magic, 6 unlinked materia slots, 18 spirit, 35 vitality. 35 vitality, that's a lot of defense. You can only get one of these, and it's in Simra headquarters during the Midgard raid, and you'll find it in the stairs. Spring Gun Clip. 87 attack, 100 accuracy, 55 magic. That's a lot of magic. 3 linked materia slots. You'll find it in Ancient Forest. And his ultimate weapon, the Limited Moon. 93 attack, 114 accuracy, 31 magic, 4 linked materia slots with no materia grow. You will find this at Cosmo Canyon after you get Cloud back, I believe. Or after you do, I don't know when. It might be after Midgar. You can hate him with Red 13 Akari. The gimmick of this weapon is the more MP Red 13 has, the more damage it does. Which, Yuffie! Alright, 4-point Shuriken. You only get one of these, and it's equipped on Yuffie when you first scare her. All of Yuffie's weapons are long range, I believe. 23 attack, 100 accuracy, 6 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 1 unlinked materia slot. Boomerang. 30 attack, 101 accuracy, 7 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 2 unlinked materia slot. You can fight a Junon before getting the high one, or Gongaga, or you can skill it for formula around the Junon area, which I would recommend doing, because that's around the time you can get Yuffie the earliest. And you can give this to her immediately. Pinwheel. 37 attack, 104 accuracy, 9 magic, 2 linked materia slots. You can buy it in Cosmo Canyon. Razor Ring. 49 attack, 105 accuracy, 12 magic, 2 linked materia slots, 1 unlinked materia slot. You can buy it in Wu High. Hawkeye. 61 attack, 107 accuracy, 14 magic, 2 linked materia slots, 2 unlinked materia slots. You can buy it in Icicle Inn. Crystal Cross. 74 attack, 110 accuracy, 18 magic, 3 linked materia slots. You can buy it in Miguel. Wind Slash. 3 attack, 103 accuracy, 7 magic, 3 unlinked materia slots with double AP grow. You can buy a Junon after getting the high wind, or flag it at the cargo ship. Twin Viper. 36 attack, 108 accuracy, 8 magic, 4 unlinked materia slots with double AP grow. You can buy it at Junon after getting the high wind, or flag it at the Simra Mansion. Spiral Shuriken. 68 attack, 110 accuracy, 18 magic, 1 linked materia slot, 6 unlinked materia slot, critical percent +2. You can buy this at Coast Del Sol after getting the high one. Give me just a second. Super Ball. 68 attack, 120 accuracy, and magic, no materia grow, critical percent +4. You can buy it in Junon. Give me just a second if you will, guys. You can fight a Junon after you get the high win, or you can win it for Fort Condor after the 7th Condor War battle. Magic Shuriken, 6 score act, 113 accuracy, 0 magic, 3 unlinked materia slots, and dexterity, critical percent +2. You can find a Junon after getting the high win, or find it in Wu Hai at Go's house. Rising Sun, 68 act, 108 accuracy, 16 magic, 2 linked materia slots with double AP growth. You can only get one of these, and it's from stealing it from Diamond Weapon. So if you don't steal it from him, it's gone. Oritsuru, 90 act, 116 accuracy, 38 magic, 2 linked materia slots, 4 unlinked materia slots. You can find it in the God Cho statue, which requires the Leviathan skills. And finally, the Conformer, 96 act, 112 accuracy, 42 magic, 4 linked materia slots with no AP growth. The gimmick with this weapon is the higher the target enemy level, the more damage it deals. And when it targets multiple enemy, it averages the level. And when used against allies, it deals 1 damage to them when it doesn't show any numbers or anything. And when using Morph, the damage from Morph, it does not get reduced. You will find this at the Southern Galnica. Alright, so we're going to be back at the other equipment later. I was going to gun this, but apparently dinner is ready, and I am quite hungry. So next time, we will pick up with Kate Sif, Vincent, and Sig's weapons, and then we will do the armor and accessories. So apologies that I did not finish all of this today. I mean, I could come back and do it after dinner, but I don't know how long dinner's gonna be. And I might do a Satsugon later tonight, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Anyways, I will say until next time, everyone, whatever that may be, y'all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night. I totally didn't steal that from anyone else. What are you talking about? And I will catch you all on the flip side of the coin. Before I do anything else, let me see if anybody is streaming so I can send you guys off. Tomorrow will be spell card practice in Ho-Ho 20. I don't know, if I really wanted to, I could continue this after the stream, but you know, I don't know if I will or not. I might save it for next time. Henya is streaming Quarantine Zone right now. Doki will do Quarantine Zone at 9 p.m. Pio's going to be doing Half-Life 2 at 11 p.m. Advent's doing a collab called Misery at 8 p.m. Anything else? I mean, I'm pretty sure Koyori's doing something now. I'm pretty sure Goki's doing, or Goki, Scarlet's gonna be doing something. I just don't know what they're doing. Because they set their stuff up, ahead of time. So that is it for today. I will say until next time, everyone. I will catch you all, whatever that is. Again, I don't think I'm gonna continue this later tonight. We already did 3.5 hours. I think that's long enough for this part of the stream. And then next time will be Kate Sif, Sig, Vincent weapons, armor, accessories, and depending on if Nimi's going to be streaming that day, I might go into materia as well. So I will catch you whenever I catch you.